What's going on, everybody? I am here with Ty Marion, Rick Diez, and Chris Rothheisen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Did I say that right?
You said it right. You got
Fuck
it.
yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking
Hell yeah, that
about.
was amazing.
You didn't say my name right.
Oh, what is your name? Ty Marion?
No.
That's
I don't
how I
like
said
that
it.
hard on at the end. You know
The first
what I mean?
time we did a podcast, I said Ty Marion. I fucked it all up.
And how are you supposed to pronounce it?
Marion.
Marion.
Yeah. But he always likes the hard on, you know.
Hard
on.
Hard
Yeah.
on.
We all love hard.
I'm a horny son of a bitch. What can I say, guys? So, Rick,
Yes, sir.
you and fucking Chris, y'all are, how long have you guys been in Austin?
I came here towards the end of August. Yeah.
I got here September 4th.
September 4th?
So,
Yeah, I was here
Yeah,
for a week before Chris arrived.
yeah.
Yeah. And Austin's been pretty fun, huh?
Austin's been fun. Austin's been good. Austin's been good to us, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been pretty wild. It's pretty interesting here.
Yeah, I saw you guys last night at Vulcan, and man, y'all fucking crushed. I saw you at last night at Vulcan. Rick, where was you at last night, man?
Last night I did a show at Creek and the Cave,
Okay.
and then I came back to Vulcan to see the end of his set.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
y'all had a good time.
Hey, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. So tell me, guys, where you guys from? Are you guys from, obviously you're from Thailand, Chris from Thailand. That's what you go by.
From parts unknown.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. I'll go first. I was born in Bangkok, but I was raised in Chicago when I was 5. I moved to Chicago and grew up with my grandparents. And when I was 24, I was went to high school here, was in the military, went to college here. And then when I was 24, I moved out to Bangkok to do grad school. I studied archaeology, and then I discovered stand-up comedy, and I quit everything and became a comedian and started doing comedy as much as I could.
You said,
in
fuck the
Thailand.
norm. I'm going to do comedy.
Yeah, well, I was already
yeah.
fucking crazy doing archaeology. It was grad school. I was doing it in the Thai language. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I discovered it. I did some comedy in Thailand, and then I enjoyed it. I'm going to do this forever until I die.
Oh, yeah, man. And Thailand is a
Yeah.
pretty poppin' comedy scene.
I mean, yes and no, but yeah, I'd say there's a couple mics a week, and I run a mic every week. Raw Comedy Asia. Go check
Oh,
it
yeah,
out
dude.
Wednesday every Wednesday 8:00 over on Sukhumvit 13. If you're in Bangkok, come check us out. But yeah, I mean, before COVID, we had there was a room on this place called Khao San Road, and we had shows every single night.
Yeah.
And I did comedy every day there for about a year and a half, and for people from all over the world. And it was incredible. It was the best time of my life.
Yeah, Khao San Road is like this walking street full of tourists
Yeah.
that has now been redone, and they've remodeled it, and it's less fun than it used to be. But before COVID, it was just full of tourists every day, just collapsed with tourists. And so that room was full every day. And Chris and a couple of other comedians had moved in a hotel above the comedy room, and they were just dropping every night, just living at the club. It was crazy.
That's
pretty
what's up.
insane.
So it's kind of like living on Rainy Street. If you're
Yeah.
familiar with Rainy Street here in Austin,
Yeah.
it's full of tourists, and it's a wild fucking street. It's all live music, which 6th
Yeah.
Street is wild too. you know?
Yeah, it's like 6th Street, but just honestly, 6th Street's people are like, oh, 6th Street's crazy, bro. Khao San Road is like
Yeah, but I haven't seen the barbecued alligator on 6th Street.
6th Street is like intense. 6th Street's
That's
way
true.
more. Khao San is like it's a little bit it's shittier and it's closer together, and there's more people, a lot more Asians as well.
A lot of bikes, a lot of motorcycles, and
motorcycles,
mopeds. Yeah.
just people selling shit on the street. I'd say that you guys beat us with crackheads, but everything else we got you guys on everything else.
Last night, Vulcan, that during the kickbook mic, there was a crackhead in the tree, and one of the comedians was
Wait,
taking the
what?
video. Yeah, he was in the tree, dangling in the tree, just hanging around, just fucking chilling. I was
Like a bat?
what the fuck?
That was wild. That was my first night at that Cutthroat karaoke.
fun.
That was wild.
You went to Cutthroat?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
that's
went back
fun.
there after.
Yeah, so
much-
that
That's fun.
was, I don't know. That was crazy.
Yeah, you have
So-
to pay to get on. I signed up and I didn't get on, but
You have to pay to get on?
I think so.
Oh,
I think that's kind of
I think
part
what
of
it is they looked at the songs, and because
Yeah.
they had that one doctor went up like 19 times. Every time I looked, I'm like, this dude again. It was good. I mean, they definitely let the people that were obviously good singers go up, but I think it is song selection. They're trying to keep it entertained.
Yeah. And Rick, man, where are you from, bro? What you're from Spain, right?
Yeah, I was born in Spain.
Yeah, Spain. Barcelona or
Madrid. Born in Madrid.
Madrid?
Yeah, I grew up not in Madrid. Only a part of my childhood was in Madrid. And then I lived in different places in Spain, and then my family moved to Belgium. So I kind of grew up in Belgium, did my schooling and university in Belgium.
I heard getting a churro in Spain is like a whole process. Like y'all have churro, like you go into the churro and you see it get made. I heard churros are like badass in Spain. Like they're different.
Well, churros are amazing in Spain, but there's like different levels of what you wanted from a churro. You can have churro from a food truck, I guess. They'll have them. These food trucks with churros will generally pull up at like village parties in summertime and be open at around 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. so that people who are hungry and drunk can eat.
Yeah.
And I'm saying drunk, but also probably on drugs. But like, for example, in Madrid, you will also have like nice cafes that will open early morning, and you'll catch that wave of like people who are partying and people who are starting to work. But not everybody has churros every day. That'd be like a stereotype. But it's there, it's available. But the difference is about the churros in Spain. It's not the churro. The churros are going to be good. I mean, they're not going to be as good as in Spain everywhere. But the difference is we drink it with very thick chocolate. And you dip it in that thick melted chocolate, and that's the special part.
Dude, I'm a fat boy at heart. That sounds fucking good.
It is incredibly good.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that first moan you made. It was
Oh yeah.
I get
Making me
sexual.
hungry and hard.
I should say it in Spanish. Wait. Churros con chocolate.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Jeez Louise. This is about to turn into a different kind of episode, guys. We're about to put this one on OnlyFans.
Fucking rack hard.
yeah, we got a Patreon episode now, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we call interracial sex where I come from.
Hey, we both got long hair, so we can be the Ladyboys in this situation.
Yeah, the Ladyboys.
Shout out to Thailand.
I like how everybody actually forgets that I actually do have long hair right now.
Oh yeah, take
You
that
do?
fucking hat off.
But
Dude.
you have
Show
long
us
hair?
that beautiful hair.
Yeah, I over the
Shut
last
the fuck. You got long hair right now?
over the last 12 years, I donated my hair to kids with cancer 7 times because my hair grows pretty fast.
Where's your hair right now?
Are we having a reveal?
Oh wow, you have it tied up in there? Oh, right on, bro.
As long as y'all,
beautiful, man.
Yeah, like
It's
Skrillex.
pretty long right now.
Then 3 Ladyboys and Rick, you get to pick which one you want to fuck first.
Like Adam Sandler Skrillex, bro.
I would like to see all of you guys fuck each other first, and I'm just watching jerk off in a corner.
Are any of you guys going bald? I am. Look at this shit.
Yeah, it's sad because you have a pretty nice hair. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I
I wish
wish
I
I
would have
went
known, but
They say it's from it comes from your mother's father's side.
yeah, he's bald as
Yeah,
fuck.
my grandpa's bald as fucking shit. He's my Asian grandpa, old bald Chinese guy. So I'm gonna be that one day for sure.
yeah,
yeah.
my grandpa had a full set of hair when he passed.
Yeah.
Just full set of white hair.
Did you start comedy in Spain?
I started in Thailand. Yeah,
Yeah. Rock,
yeah.
he was the doorman
At his club,
at the room I run. Yeah,
Really?
It is a club. You know what? People say it's not a club because it's not like an everyday club, but it is like a collection of people that love comedy, which is also a club, like a book club, or like they love this book. It's a comedy club. It is a comedy club.
I mean, it's not a comedy club that you guys have here, which is like this venue is dedicated only to comedy. That there's like Chris's venue is a separate room from a pool hall, but they have like a separate room that they call Live Lounge, and that can be rented for events by anyone.
Yeah.
And it's like it's got like booths and nice seating, and
sick.
it's well set up for events. And then every Wednesday it's taken over by raw comedy.
Yeah.
How's the Thailand scene? Are they pretty? Are they woke? Or are they pretty? Can you get away with some raunchy shit?
Yeah, bro, it's fucking Thailand. Do whatever you want there. As long as, honestly, I really honestly believe if they like you, you can do whatever you want. And as long as you earn that from them, you can't say the N-word.
Really?
I mean, you can.
You can, but it's I mean, the things that are poor taste here carry over overseas as well.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised to find all of you. If you're successful here, you find success easily there.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're funny. Funny hits worldwide. It's just it transcends culture.
That's
I would say that poor taste is poor taste everywhere, but
Yeah.
the crowds that we had in Thailand were very mixed because you had a mix of like tourists,
Nah,
of
raunchy.
tourists, and then of like expats that are there for work and just living there.
Yeah.
You have like rich Thai people who can speak English and want to see comedy as a date night, and then you have like older expats that retired in Thailand, and those can be sometimes nice and sometimes incredibly creepy.
Yeah. For those of you that are listening that might not know what an expat is, that's a person that's an American that moved, that abandoned America.
Yeah, that's what Yoshi Obayashi was saying that too, that like in the Berlin scene, it's a lot of expat and whatnot.
Yeah.
To piggyback off what you were saying about, being inappropriate, one place is everywhere. I think in this area here in Austin, we see a lot of people coming from not like you guys, overseas, but we get a lot within the country who seem like they come here and they hear things about Austin and they'll say stuff on stage just more of like they think it's going to be shocking, and because you're shocking, it's going to be funny. And it's like, no, it's still in poor taste and it's not funny. It's just, but it's weird though. You see
can
a lot
say
of
in your joke, but it's got to be funny. You can't just go up there and say, hey, a bunch of I mean,
exactly.
It's kind of funny, but not really.
I mean,
it can't be a punchline. It's got to be like cleverly woven in.
I told you one the other day in the alley that I have that has very inappropriate language in it. And it works in the context of the joke.
Sure.
But also too, like when it comes to it's not even like you're saying in a way of to be funny. It's just like, hey, guess what I just said? And it's like, hey, no one gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually no in Asia. We're locked down over there. Everyone's perfect.
Y'all kill over there. Huh?
Maybe at the hospital when they're born. I don't know.
Do it the old
that's why we don't see them.
Yeah, one
Spartan way.
One thing I noticed in the open mic scene here, that's
a lot of
yeah,
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
One of the
oh yeah, no, you're by far not the worst.
Who's this kilt walking around with this kilt on? That's fucking must be the king of the.
Who's
this dude?
This is
They killed. Dude,
Can I use that?
Yeah. I was at Roscoe's. For open mic that I bombed terribly, but I saw you and I wanted to mention because I saw you wearing the kilt, and I'm like, he looks like the dude in the one deleted scene from Braveheart. Remember the scene where they show the ass? And he's like, but if they have they have the one deleted scene after that where they just fuck each other in the ass. I'm like, he looks like an extra in that deleted scene.
I don't think you downloaded the right version, but
little known fact, I am that extra. And that was not fake. We were fucking each other in the ass, buddy. Yeah.
You'll never take my freedom,
but you'll take my ass.
But you take my asshole.
Hell yeah! When you guys write a bit, tell me. I'll start with you, Rick.
Sure.
When you're writing a bit, what? How do you get in that creative mindset?
Well, I write one-liners, so I guess it's a slightly different, but it's the same in the sense that I do start with a larger idea, and then I try to boil it down to the shortest version of it. How do I get in a creative mindset? I don't know. Sometimes I'm just feeling creative, so it's just coming naturally. Other days I'm not feeling creative, and I have to force myself.
Yeah.
And those days I'm going to be like, okay, what topics interest you? So I'll start reading or going on YouTube or something just about the topics that interest me. And then see if listening to certain words or hearing certain ideas are going to trigger responses in my brain of okay, that idea is interesting. How can I subvert that? And I want to talk about that. That's like forced creativity. And other days I'm just half dreaming. I like to half meditate.
Yeah.
And just let loose with ideas and visualize situations. And go back to my childhood memories and try to remember things and then write them down and then see if there's funny in it or not.
So you like to keep the fun in your creativity. Like if you're going back to childhood, I feel like you're kind of engaging that kid
Yeah, exactly. It's what try to remember traumatic moments and then how do I?
There you go.
Yeah, I had a joke about how the fact that I got bit by a turtle, and I was bit by a turtle, and we had a turtle in the garden, and I was just trying to pet it, and it bit me, and I was like, fuck. So it was actually, I still remember how the surprise of it. I was 8, something like that. So it's just stayed in my head that I got bit by a turtle. It was that stupid.
Yeah. How about you, Chris? How do you come up with your bits? Do you have a routine? Like me, I like to walk and then.
Yeah. I find a lot of things come to me when I'm in movement or when I'm in motion. If I'm sitting on a bus or sitting in a car or sitting on a train,
you're not in motion.
Right.
You're delegating the motion.
Right. Well,
I'm being carried.
I'm being carried.
Yeah.
But I can't sit down at my desk. Usually, what I've done, which is this is kind of sound crazy, but what I've also done a lot is I try to. It depends. Like if I'm just going for a writing session by myself at my house, then I'll lay down on the ground, or like I'll sit and I'll meditate, and I'll just try to get into this like state of mind. And then I'll just let thoughts come to me, and I'll just write it down, and I'll just write down ideas, and then at some point I'll take them to a table, or I'll take them somewhere, and then I'll try to work them out. And yeah, I don't know. I try not to do drugs. I used to just do drugs. I used to just smoke a lot of weed and just, but I've tried to do it as sober as possible. I've been pretty good. I've been pretty sober for like a really long time.
And less funny.
Just calling your ass out.
Oh, shit. I'm a fucking
I'm just
hack.
shitting on you. You've been fine.
Yeah, quick, give me drugs. I don't
He's
know.
about to fucking get a cocaine habit now.
Yeah. Well, I just it's almost like it's like getting in flow state, and you're not. It's just there's no time, and nothing exists. It's just you and your thoughts, and you just wander. And sometimes there's like I want to write something about this, or I want to write something about that, but basically I try to find I can bring myself to that topic. You know what I mean? Something from my childhood, something from my past. I'll bring it to this. How can I make it work from my angle, basically?
Yeah. How can I put my personal twist? And that's it, man.
Yeah. I also listen to a lot of history shit. I listen to a shit ton about history, and mainly history shit. I love history, geography, and I do a lot of crowd work when I do shit in Thailand, because I host my show every week, and I do a ton of crowd work off the bat, and then in between, and I'll listen to like random facts. I'll listen to just fucking people just saying names of countries, and then I'll just like whenever a country name, I'll try to come up with something in my head, shit like that. Just
for
to
a
keep it
comedian
juicy.
that's watching this and that is that's getting started in comedy, or somebody that's been doing it for a long time, what would you tell them? How many mics should they hit a week? To hone their craft.
I mean, interesting. The scene that I started in, the one in Thailand, I think I was doing 2 mics a week at the beginning, because that's all there was. So on a good week, I had 3 mics.
Yeah.
But the advantage was I had a crowd at every one of those mics. Whereas here, most of the open mics have no crowd. Only comedians waiting to go on, who are barely listening. And when they're listening, they're only going to react to something that's really shocking.
Yeah.
Or a really good idea, but otherwise it's almost a crowd could laugh a lot at something that got no reaction from a crowd of comedians. So it's interesting. What I found interesting about Thailand was that the fact that the crowd was so diverse and multinational, that whether your humor is universal.
Yes.
Like you find something, a joke that can work in Thailand, it's going to work almost in any other country you're going to travel to. Yeah. Because it worked to a crowd of you had Australians, British, Germans, Thai people, and they all laughed. But then you have a strong concept. You touch on something that's universal. But how many mics they should hit a week? As many as they can.
As many as possible.
And they should be writing every single day.
Yeah.
I like what you said too about some of the open mics, about how it's dead and there's no one really paying attention.
It's tough.
I think here in Austin, it depends also who's hosting. There are good open mics where the host really brings the energy to keep it going throughout it. And there's been a lot of open mics, like I've done at Sunset Strip, that it's right after they've done a show and those people are still in that mood. And if you can get up early before
they get tired and leave.
Yeah, or you get somebody who is just sitting there waiting, camping the list to try to get up early, and hopefully they don't walk a bunch of people. It can still be a pretty interesting thing.
Great.
Like he's interviewed Colton Jones, who's a great host at Sunset. He keeps energy live there the whole time.
We try to do the same thing when we host. I mean, you're hosting Shakespeare's next week, and man, we try to have fun. And one thing about an open mic to me is, if you're not going to go up there and tell your best joke, go up there and talk shit. Go up there and be a fucking asshole. I love it when people are fucking just up there being verbal diarrhea on stage a little bit. Have a little fun. It's an open mic. It's not a showcase. But anyways, I see what you're saying though. Yeah, it does help if you have an audience. If it's just in front of comedians, just run through your shit and get your stuff memorized.
Get your timing.
Get your timing down. Get all that stuff down. Don't fear the silence. But fuck them. They're going to laugh or they're not. Eventually, when you get in front of an audience, that's when you can really find out, Showcases are very, very important.
One thing I found helped me a lot while I was in Thailand, but I'm also doing it in Brussels, where I live now, is co-writing.
Yeah,
and when we co-write, I have a specific groups of friends that I do it with. I don't do it with everyone. And it's not about you write your jokes for somebody else, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna present my ideas to a group of comedians. We're gonna allocate a time slot for each person. Where during that time slot, I'm gonna present my ideas, and they're gonna listen. I'm gonna try to feedback, bounce on it. It's not just necessarily about I'm gonna write you a tag. It's more about, oh, why don't you go the left with this? Whoa, you could subvert it going in that direction, because maybe you're so into your idea, you lack an overall vision, but you present it to somebody else, they're like, oh, I would have gone that way with that. Yeah. And like, oh, that's interesting. And then so sometimes it's very interesting. And also what I've liked is having my friends just tell me, no, that sucks. Just don't forget about it. It's hack. It's not interesting. Nobody wants to listen to that. And sometimes I prove them wrong, but I would say 80% of the times they were like, I told you so. But it's good that you need somebody to keep you accountable and be like, no, that sucks, man.
Yeah. And that's why I think that me and Ty have become really good friends, because our style of comedy is it's kind of very similar, and it's very kind of dark.
Well, I would say idea-wise similar, delivery-wise different. Yeah. I more or less will take a joke and steer you in a direction and realize, oh fuck, we're actually over here instead. Tony's still dark, not expecting it, but more in your face kind of whatever. And I think what you're saying too, it's great to have also that diversity in your group, so that you have somebody who has an in your face or diversion style is what I call mine. Is look over here, here's the punchline. Actually, you can see a lot of, like what you're saying at the open mics here. You can see those people, and you can see who you need to network with to get those and feed off of. Because me personally, sometimes I just come up with ideas when we're just sitting around talking shit with each other. And it's like, fuck,
that happens a lot as well. Just, iron sharpens iron, so it's just like when you're bouncing shit back and forth. Yeah, definitely.
I'm a diamond.
So. Yeah, here in Austin, they have a lot of tag mics, which I think are pretty good. I think that they're a good idea, but I haven't been to any yet. But yeah, they do things like that, here in Austin.
But I think to answer your question, I think everybody needs to find a balance of how much time they spend writing versus how much time they spend performing. I feel like for some comedians, maybe they're very prolific, then they can afford to do more mics. Maybe other comedians need to spend more time sitting down, writing, bouncing ideas off of friends, and then going to perform. And once the idea is more mature, some people are going to write more on stage because they're more loose. They're just going to come with an idea and just things come to them on stage, and they just like, it's less for me. Sometimes I found tags on stage, but for the most part, it's all written things I wrote down at home.
Have you guys ever bombed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the worst bomb you ever had?
I'll go for.
Go ahead.
When I was 16, this is before comedy. I used to rap.
Okay.
We're gonna have to hear some bars.
I used to want to rap. I used to want to be a rapper.
Oh, don't get him started.
Well, I was like 16. So I was fucking 16, and I went to go rap at my school talent show when I was a sophomore or junior. I don't remember, but I went to go. So it's this big fucking show in an auditorium. Everyone's there. My teachers. I was on the football team. The whole team was there. The girl I liked, she was sitting in the front row. My grandma came, and she's sitting, and I see her in the back, and I go out to rap with my friend Nick Housen. Shout out to Nick, and I forget. I was gonna sing "I Get Money" by a little. I think it's a little scrappy. I get money. I get money.
I got.
So that was So I made my own rap song to sing to that instrumental. Yeah. And I went out there, and I just completely forgot all my lyrics, and I'm like, yeah. And then the beat dropped. I'm like, yeah, and I just forgot everything. And I'm like, and then everyone started booing me.
He's sweating talking about it. I can tell this shit hurt. Dude.
And everyone booed the shit out of me for a long time. It was like they didn't cut the song off. They just let the whole song just play out to the very end. And then Nick also bombed. Fuck you, Nick. Nick bombed everything as well. And I forgot his lyrics. And we just stood there, looked at each other like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. We just bombed so hard. And. Yeah, it was terrible. The whole school was booing me, but it was like funny. It was like we were cool at my school. It was fine. It didn't hurt me socially or anything. Everyone was my friend, but
sure.
But like I went home that night, and my grandma was there, right? And I'm like, hey, grandma, did you see the show? And she's like, oh yeah, I saw it. And then she like closed the door. Like just went to bed and never spoke about it ever again. Damn. I brought great shame.
How about you, Rick? What was your worst bomb?
My worst bomb is a little delicate to discuss without. It was I did a charity show,
Okay.
and a friend of mine booked me for that. And after I bombed there, I was like, dude, you should have told me. And he was like, oh yeah, but that's why I didn't want to go. so it was a charity show in a part of Brussels that has a predominantly a Muslim community.
Okay.
And those were the people that were mostly in the crowd. And I started my set really well because my humor is pretty universal. I say jokes about cats and I'm self-deprecating. So
that's universal.
It's not cultural. It's not religious. I'm not making fun of any religion. I'm not trying to insult anyone or offend anyone. That's the purpose.
Yeah.
But then I'll have an ADHD brain, and then sometimes my brain. It's not that I'm gonna go racist. It's more that I'm gonna lose understanding of context, and I might not understand what I'm supposed to be saying, right? And I had been away from Brussels for a long time, living in Asia, and I forgot how to behave in certain situations and what social codes are in certain communities, because I wasn't there for a long time, right? And I was like, oh, like there's some behaviors that, you know, like if I'm in this area, I should behave like this. Like if I knew coming to Texas, there's hospitality in Texas works a certain way, and you're supposed to act a certain way, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you don't, then people look at you like you're weird. And so I start my set, everything goes well, and I have a joke about cats, and I ask people if they like cats and if they have cats. I've done it here multiple times. And the joke is not problematic at all itself. But there was a little kid that I said, hey, do you guys like cats? And there was a little kid in the front row. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, do you have a cat? He's like, no. I was like, why not? Because the comedian will go, keep asking questions.
Yeah.
You tell me no, now I want to find out the story. It's just, I'm going to build the crowd work, right? So it's like, no, because my mom doesn't want it. I was like, oh, okay. So I keep fetching, right? So where's your mom? Because she wasn't next to him because he was running free or whatever. Because it was an afternoon show. Families came. It was not only comedy. There were rappers after us. There was like a guy that juggled. It was a variety show to entertain the families who brought their kids. It wasn't a night comedy show.
Yeah.
You know, so that changes the expectations of people. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's my mom's there up in the further up in the theater. There's a small theater. So I talked to them. Oh, madam, I'm polite. I can recognize to what community she belongs to by the way she's dressed.
Yeah.
I've lived in countries of predominantly Muslim religions. Like I know. So I was being super polite. Like, oh, why don't you have a cat? What's going on? She said, oh, it's a long story. So okay. But what happened? Like, can you tell us? I have time. You know. It's like, oh, I don't really want to talk about it. I should have cut it short and moved on. That's what I should have moved on.
But being a comedian, you had to dig.
Yeah, I had to dig in. It was just I'm having a good set. People like me, so I can keep going. And I was like, oh, what happened? Are you allergic? Did you get scratched? And she said, oh, I got scratched. And the thing was, like, when I was a teenager, my mom had a cat.
Yeah.
And when I lived at my parents, my mom had a cat. And the cat used to come at night or in the morning, and he would see my feet moving in bed, and he would attack my feet because he wouldn't understand that it was me. He would just see something moving, he would just attack and hurt my feet.
He knew it was you.
He was a probably, yeah, he's a bloody maniac.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, so it was just like, oh, and then my brain just farted completely, and I just said, oh, I stayed polite, and I said, oh, did he scratch you while you were making love to your husband?
Nice. Great crowd work.
To that point, to a normal crowd, no problem, right? But even to a Muslim crowd at night, and I've been told this by Muslim friends, no problem. They told me this was an afternoon show with families, and you're in public. Yeah. You cannot address that topic. And I was like, of course I can't, but my brain in that moment just went to the comedy. I just lost it, you know? And they started not all of them, but not the entire crowd, but a huge part of the crowd, mostly male, mostly young, that had nothing to do with that lady, started booing the shit out of me, booing and being like, "Get the fuck out!" like looking at me like they want to kick my ass, and just like I was like scared for my life, and I was like, okay, I have two options: either I show them how scared I am, and I leave, and at what point they might chase me down the street and beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Or I find my way to apologize to this lady without losing face, finish my set, So I stood strong and I said like, well, if you're offended, then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which is also a way to not really apologize.
Right.
but that kind of calmed them down. And also part of the crowd was like, let him finish. He was funny. So part of the crowd was telling those young guys to like, shut up. We actually enjoy his set and he hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
But I lost, it was a nuance of cultural dynamics that I wasn't familiar with. And I was scared. I got scared.
Yeah.
People were staring me down like, you're going to get beat up. I'm
That's
just
a little
booing the
scary.
shit. Oh,
especially when they're Muslim.
Not because they're Muslims. No, I'm not gonna. No.
Inshallah.
Nice. Yeah.
To America.
Thank you for trying to set that trap up, but no, nothing to do with that. But it is a community of people who have less opportunity, who are struggling, and who may see a white guy that seems way more privileged and doesn't understand them, and they might feel disrespected. And I don't want to disrespect them. I want to try to respect them.
Yeah.
But I lost touch with that nuance that I couldn't. I said love. I didn't say fuck or I said husband.
PG.
It's a cut the shit.
Yeah, I
You
kept it
guys
super
fuck
PG.
or
But
what?
even like that, it's just the fact that I addressed the topic. I should have understood the context better.
Yeah.
So my recommendation to comedians is see what room you're playing for, and ask questions if you're unfamiliar.
Well, I think bombing's part of like the fucking bombing makes you comfortable taking risks.
Yeah.
And it's essential to the building process. It's
And it also
essential.
makes you, in my opinion, it makes me. I feel like it makes me a better comedian because I don't like the way it feels. It fucking hurts, man. I want to drive into traffic after I bomb. You know? So it's like,
What's your burst bomb, dude?
Oh, I have a bomb that's worse than that. I forgot. Sorry.
Oh, shit,
Real
go
quick,
ahead and tell
though.
us.
I have a bomb that's worse.
Did she get scratched during sex? Don't leave me on this cliffhanger. I need to know what actually happened.
She got more than
Yeah,
scratches.
I have the same cliffhanger, by the way. Yeah, she got. The only know is that she got scratched.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I had a worse bomb. I did a gong show in London at the Comedy Store. And so I was told by some British comedians the only way to get past at the Comedy Store is to do the gong show.
Yeah.
So I registered to the gong show. I traveled to London just for this. So I paid for my train ticket. Like I came to Austin paying my, here it's worked out completely different.
Yeah.
So that's, you live and you learn. So you bomb and then other times you get successes. But I go to London, I go to the Comedy Store. A friend of mine who had won the gong show at that place, he got passed. He told me, he gave me advice, you should start strong. He gave me a lot of advice. Luca Cupani, if you listen to this, he's a finalist now at the San Francisco competition. Yeah. He's very exciting because he's like one Italian European also succeeding at this very famous competition. And dude, I go on stage and I have this low entrance and I have this little, I look awkward like I did on Kill Tony. And they gonged me before I started to talk.
Oh, fucking assholes.
Jesus Christ.
And the thing was, before I went on, the guy that went before me finished.
Yeah.
So he got through the whole gong. It's Comedy Store is like the most aggressive gong show in the world. There's like 400 people in that room. The ceiling is extra low. It's super loud. It's a very good club. But yeah, so he crushed it. I was very happy for him, and I can't remember his name, but I love the dude. If you see this podcast, I love you and you know that. But I can Rob does comedy. And he's really good.
He's definitely watching this.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out
hope
to
so.
Rob.
I hope so. Shout out to Rob anyway, because he crushed it and he got past that day. So I'm happy for him. And he needed it. He was a struggling comedian. So I was very happy for him. But the fact that he passed, I already knew I'm going to get gonged because they're not going to pass two guys in a row. But they gonged me the moment before I talked. And then I was like, fuck. And then the MC was like, oh, come on, guys. Well, he didn't even start. So, hey, Rick, okay, you can sit. And then if the guy after you bombs, we might have you back on. And then the guy after me goes on. He bombs. Not as fast as me, but he bombs. Then I go back up. I say my first joke. They gong me immediately again. Dude, I was told I basically broke the record for the fastest gong at that show in that show's history.
Nice.
But I'm still angry at them because I paid. You have to pay to get your video, and I paid, and they never sent it to me.
Fuck them.
Wow. And I was like, this is a historical bomb that I want to put online. And you're even I was in my taxi crying, dude. I was crying as I'm quitting comedy.
Y'all made Rick cry. Fuck you guys.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
I think it's the only time I've cried out of bombing.
Hell yeah.
Well, no, there was that other time you cried.
Yeah, no, that's when you're trying to fuck
Hey,
me.
remember that one time, dude?
No, sorry.
I will say, having met you before, seen the Kill Tony, to me, when you come out, and hopefully I'll splice this together to show it, and you looked at Tony and them, and you did this double shoulder shrug of this like, what's up? It was like in my mind, I started laughing so hard. I paused the fucking.
Was that at the beginning of? I can't remember.
It was right when, like, because
when I come out.
Yeah, he says your name a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
You pause that perfect just to hold a little extra suspense. You walk out. The crowd's already like, all right, what the fuck's going on? And you look over and you could tell in your eyes, you're like, I know you guys are not ready for this shit. And it's just this little, and I started laughing so hard. I paused it, and then I'm watching it. I think I sent you a message like 5 a.m. because I stay up all night. And so I was watching, I paused, and I'm like, fuck, my neighbors are going to be pissed because I'm laughing so fucking hard, and you haven't said a word yet. And it was just like, I don't know, like, so to hear like you're getting gonged as you're walking on stage, it's like,
yeah, they hated my walking.
Fuck them.
They're all drunk. It's a very aggressive thing, and I know my character. The way to win that gong show is you have to go super fast in, say a super strong joke immediately in, and there's no slow entrances or anything. With the Kill Tony thing, because of the way it's set up, you walk towards the camera. Because the curtains, right, it's center stage, so you don't come from the side or anything. So you have time to walk to the mic and introduce a character. You know, the interesting thing is like, I've been working on my persona and my entrances for a long time.
Yeah.
This is something I was doing in Bangkok for a long time.
Yeah, dude. Since day one, bro.
Yeah.
Well, how long
have
y'all known each other then? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No problem. Since
Probably 4 years.
Yeah,
Really?
I started in 2019, so mid 2019.
Yeah.
Wow.
Way before COVID.
So you seen his progression?
Yeah, bro. I'm sleeping.
He saw my second mic.
I'm sleeping on his couch in Austin. Seeing him get 1,000 followers overnight is fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
Super happy for my boy.
I told him last night when we were out, I said, Jesus Christ, Rick just got like 1,500 overnight. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I looked at it that night before it came out.
I took a screenshot before the episode came out, right? Like just before. And so that's just to remember the number. And it's been crazy. I'm so grateful to whoever's Kill Tony fan and is listening to this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, the support has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
People have been hitting me up with messages like, we're rooting for you. We hope it goes well.
It's not Sad Man
Good luck
Rick
with
no
you.
more, huh?
Oh. No, it is Sandman Rick forever.
Fucking with you.
You're not gonna take my depression out of me or my outlook on life.
The most funniest people are usually the most depressed people. Yeah.
I'm not technically depressed. I just I've been depressed. I've been sad. I understand boredom, sadness, anxiety.
Yeah.
And I'm very nihilistic. I have a specific relationship to death. So it's like, that's part of Sadman Rick is me.
Yeah.
But I present something on stage that's there to make you laugh.
Yeah. Your delivery, man, it is spot on. Your deadpan delivery, it is fucking legit.
With a question that I have is, obviously, to get where you're at, to know like professionally wise, you have to be a very smart man. You have, and I say that so I know that you've had to have analyzed certain comedians coming up, and it's because of that, and to build this character, who were some of your inspirations?
Well, I haven't. Oddly enough, I haven't studied. I've watched a lot of comedy my whole life. But only recently I've tried to break down comedians, because my understanding of comedy when I started comedy was so minimal of the performance part of it, because I didn't do theater or anything, that I couldn't even understand what I was seeing when I was seeing it. Now that I have more knowledge, when I see a comedian do something, I'm like, oh, this is what he's doing. Before it just seemed, oh, that guy is I was just like, it's like watching a magician. It felt natural, and this is what he does. But my influences, like who made me love comedy is not the same as who I'm looking at for my comedy. Like, my favorite comedians are not necessarily the ones that inspire me for my act.
Nice.
Right.
So you have your own style. It's not like you're not looking at somebody's style and being like, man, I kind of want to go along their route.
But if I look at one-liner comedians, where they're all my influences, I have to look at all of them. You know. But like, the main ones are, of course, in my opinion, Stephen Wright, Jimmy Carr, Mitch Hedberg.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But then a guy like what's his name? I'm really bad with names. The guy that came to Todd Barry. He's not a one-liner guy.
Oh yeah.
But his delivery is very inspiring to me.
Yeah.
His character's great.
He's incredible.
He's been around for a long
A guy like
time.
Jeselnik is slightly longer than one-liners, but he's got a very defined character.
Yeah.
He's not the same character as
I
me.
love his misdirection.
Yeah, but the misdirection part, that's me. And the defined character, different character, but how he's defined his character, I'm really trying to understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to define it. It took him years of work. And I'm like, okay, what can I learn from this guy in terms of defining the character, setting it on stage, presenting it? And Jimmy Carr is just that delivery.
Yeah.
And that lack of shame and just saying the wildest thing he can come up with. But when I was trying to break him down, I was like, at the end of the day, I thought I was close to him, but I'm not at all.
Yeah. How about Chris? Who's some of your comedic influences?
Oh, dude. I love Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
It's weird, dude, because like Rick's got such a defined character, and that's something that I really picked up with spending so much time here with him. Because I'm like starting to look at my own, who am I on stage? And if you just take everything I say on stage and make an image of me, I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm kind of racist. I'm silly. I don't know. I'm just a joke. I'm just joke writer.
Yeah.
And it's like before I started dark. When I started, I was very dark, and now I'm just silly, just joke writer guy.
Yeah.
So and I feel like there's a lot of that. So I'm really trying to. What I really want to do going forward is I love history. I love geography. If you name a country, I'll tell you the capital right now. I know every capital, every country in the world. I know. Give me a date and time. I'll tell you what the fuck was going on anywhere on the planet. I want to bring that into. I want to put that on and kind of. You just carve out a niche
like
with
smart bits.
Comedy and history. I don't not like smart, but
yeah.
Like I also love Andrew Schultz too with his crowd work. But I love because those guys to me are so cultured. Same with Chris Stefano and like his and his stuff too, like his knowledge and his depth of his well of knowledge. Fucking all that shit. I want to bring that to a stage, but like the way Louis C.K. is, I don't know. He's silly, but he's like insightful. But he's at the end of the day, it's silly and it's hilarious. And I just I don't know. It's hard. I'm just I wish I was fucking skinny and sad like Rick, dude. This shit's fucking hard. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm Asian. Like what I want to do ultimately is just also be like a beacon because I'm mixed. I'm half Asian. I've never seen another half Asian. There's one guy, Steve.
What's your other half?
Brian, white.
Oh, you're
gay. My other half is gay.
Oh, nice.
Actually. No, but I've never seen. I just want to be like a good role model for like what I am as a human, just a half Asian, half American.
You're failing so far, so hard.
I know.
I'm just joking.
But I just want to prove that hey, we're fucking. I mean, number one for Thailand, like I don't see any Thai people anywhere. There's not even Thai American. Maybe there's a few, but I want to just prove that we're strong, we're fucking locked on, and that we're not all. Like listen, we won. We lost some wars, but like I ain't a bitch, dude.
I get you, man.
Speaking of which, there was that one guy in the alley on Monday who came up to you and he just asked straight, "Are you the biggest man in your town?"
Yeah, if I was the biggest
you're
Asian.
6'2".
I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
So yeah, I am the biggest Asian in the world. Actually, that is me. I'm the biggest Asian.
World's biggest Asian. Would you say comedy's therapeutic for you guys? It is for me, 100%. It's therapeutic.
Yeah, I've always seen it as, I don't know. I think of it as like being in service. I do it for me, but a lot of it I do it. It's in service to other people as well.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna go out there and try it. These people have come out to come see comedy, and I'm gonna do my very best to facilitate that and just be in service to them, and also be in service to people that. Come to my mic and want time on stage. I'll give them everyone that shows up to my mic. I'm known for putting like 20 people on my mic, which is kind of stupid. But in Asia, like we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
We can. We defined whatever comedy because like we're the ones making it out there. So I don't know. I look at it as just being in service to people and being in service to the craft and to the art form. Okay. I'm not so much of a therapist. You want to talk about therapy? You got to go to this guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone to actual therapy. It was very, very helpful. Yeah. I didn't start comedy as this is going to be therapy for me. No. I started comedy because I enjoyed comedy.
Yeah.
But what I found out doing the more mics I did was that comedy has helped me tremendously as a human.
Yeah. It's something about getting that laugh. It just makes you feel.
There's the laugh and the dopamine, but what I've learned is I feel like I've learned almost more from the bombs and from. Oh no, I wouldn't say bombs, but like when you say like, okay, if I'm gonna do one line and I say 10 jokes and then 5 of them bomb, I'm like, okay. At the beginning, I felt offended. Like, okay, my God, my ego is destroyed.
Yeah.
That this bit I've been crafting, and I was sure was funny, and this crowd is not getting it, and I just feel hurt. And now I'm like, okay, 5 worked, 5 didn't work. I need to work on those 5 or throw them away. Yeah. So like now when I got back to my day job, and my bosses were like, this is not right, and that is not right. My ego is not attached to it anymore. I was like, okay, let's work on the solution. Okay, which parts did I do right? Which parts did I do wrong? Like in my life now, I've become way less. My ego has been, I've been able to let go of my ego a lot more because of that criticism. Just taking that feedback in and just being analytical about it instead of, oh no, you're against me or whatever. Like, no, let's find a solution. How to not bomb at work? How to not bomb with your family? How to not bomb whatever you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, man. It definitely
was it for
is
you?
Oh, man, it's 100% therapeutic. Like for me, it's getting that laugh is fucking everything to me. Like if I don't get the laugh and I'm bombing, dude, it's bad. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to feel that ever again. God damn it, guys, fuck you guys. I'm going to go write more material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it. It honestly, bombing does inspire me to write.
Well, it feels like it gives you a purpose.
Yeah,
that's what it is as well.
Yeah.
It gives you purpose.
I did the mic I did yesterday at Creek and the Cave.
Yeah.
It was a gong show, but so I go on stage, but the crowd was, I don't know, it was like 10 people maybe, all seated completely separate from each other. So it was just miserable. And I do my set. I thought it was going to be a gong show, so I wanted to do good jokes to survive it because of my previous experience. And then I'm like, okay, they're laughing because the jokes are good, right? I mean, I know they're good because I've just said them for months and months, and they're laughing and all that. And I'm like, okay, but at some point, the laughs are so little that I'm just like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I was like, I just turned to my left. I was like, how much time do I have left? Like, how far in am I into this thing? You're supposed to do 5. Like, you're at 3:45.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay, say one more joke. I still do okay with it. I was like, can you guys just gong me? Like, can you guys just end this? And they were like, no. I had to finish the 5. I was like, nobody, they kept me on stage, those bastards.
Even that fits into your persona then too, of just being like, this is an inconvenience. Like how much longer, whatever. I mean,
and my misery.
And it's actually real. So
it is 100% real. I hate this. I hate you as I hate. Sometimes I go on stage and I know I have it's a character, but it's also part of me. It's who I am. It's just I turn up the volume, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And sometimes I turn it more. Sometimes I turn it less. But it's me. And sometimes when I go on stage and I see the crowd laugh at me. Because when I go on stage, and part of me is like, great, I made them laugh before I start to talk. That's the pro part. The Rick part is like, these fuckers are just laughing at me before I start to talk. I haven't said anything, but now I use it. Like I'll say, hey, you guys have started to laugh. I haven't said anything, and they laugh again. But part of me is just dying inside. I'm just dying inside. I hate you. Like I hate you for laughing at this. There's jokes I know I have that are funny, but they're so self-deprecating that even for me, I'm like, I can't say them anymore. Yeah. I can't take the pain of knowing that they see it so hard that I can't detach. I'm just too affiliated to it. I saw in the comments of the Kill Tony stuff, I was looking at the comments, and I was like, I used to say jokes about looking like Milhouse, because I do. I look exactly like Milhouse.
Stretched out Milhouse.
Yeah, I'm stretched out Milhouse. I'm Milhouse if he had like an awkward childhood, and then and this is who he became. Like he grew up hating his dad, basically. It's like, and I'm like, I just had to stop saying it. It's like I can't say it anymore. Yeah. And I love The Simpsons. Don't get me wrong. And I love the character of Milhouse actually, but it's just like I can't say it anymore. And I don't mind if people roast me saying it. I'm gonna laugh because I know. I can take it. But me volunteering the pain at some point is just you can't do it.
Yeah, one of my openers is a self-deprecating joke because that gets them on your side most of the time. If you want to come in just talking shit about yourself, they're gonna love you usually off the bat. Yep. So I tell everybody I look like a Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus had a baby.
Yeah,
and dude, it gets a pop, and I'm like, man, fuck you guys. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what, y'all are laughing fine as long as I win you sons of bitches over because everything else coming out of my mouth is fucking. I hope you like it. But it's you definitely self-deprecating humor. It definitely relates, and it's like you said, if you're punching at yourself, you're not punching at anybody else. You have to laugh.
Yeah.
Unless you're just a complete asshole and you don't like my style, or they just gong you right when you go on stage. That's fucked up, man.
I mean, at the beginning, also what happened was I would say sad jokes, and I didn't have the tools I have now. And in more years, I will have more tools. I'm only 4 years in.
Yeah.
I'm still a baby, but I would say it's sad jokes that I thought were funny. And I had one time at your show at PJ O'Brien's. There was one guy on the front row to my right who's like, dude, you're making me sad. I was like,
yeah, you're really bumming us out, man.
Yeah, you're bumming us out right now. So, it's hard to talk about sad stuff, but also be funny with it.
Yeah.
That's the fun part for me.
Ty, you ever bombed? Yeah. Have you had a heckler?
Yeah, you were there when I had the heckler.
You were the heckler.
The black lady. Yes. Good
a
God.
couple weeks ago, we're
What
at
happened?
Shakespeare's, and this chick's from California. She's talking throughout kind of the night, but she's also drinking, so it's obviously just getting worse and worse and worse as we're proceeding on. I get up, address the crowd appropriately so that it's not singling her out, and kind of give her, these, hey, people are waiting, let's be respectful. Very next comedian gets up. She does the same shit. I start addressing it again. She says something to me during the addressing portion. And I go, well, to be honest, I'm not talking to anybody else in here but you. If you want me to talk to you, I'll talk to you directly. So she wanted to chirp back. And I hit her with, two basically shut the fuck up lines.
Yeah.
I fake sneezed into the mic. And I go, oh, excuse me, I must be allergic to bitch. And she didn't even realize, your mom's a bitch. I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to keep talking about you. You can say what you want about my mom. So she shuts up, she goes to the bar, disappears, and it's like 2 comedians later, she moves to the front fucking row, and there's a comedian on stage, and she is like commenting back on every single thing. Like he's like, you know how sometimes comedians do like this to set up their, yes, I understand. No, shh. And so we got up, and I said, hey, I've already addressed this. People have been waiting 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes get up here for 4 minutes. Be respectful for their time. This isn't the movie theater. We don't need your feedback. And so she got a little pissed off at that. And I said, look, basically you have 2 options. You can shut the fuck up or you can get the fuck out. And then it got into a little bit more after that. And it wasn't directly at me. I think that personally I can handle anybody. Like I've had people say stuff and it's right back and they're kind of shut up at that point. But
her friend wanted to fuck.
Literally 5 minutes later, I'm like pissed off because I wasn't drinking or anything. And I went to the bar and was just like, God, what the hell? And her friend comes up, hand on chest. She's like, I'm so sorry about my friend. And like she was a white girl too. I don't even know why she talked like that. But everybody's like, what's going on back there? And I'm like, I think she wants to fuck. And like, that's what we thought too. And I was like, no.
Should have fucked her.
I should have. And just like,
you should
swung the
not
bathroom
have.
door.
Now you're on a
I'm glad I
podcast
did.
talking about how you didn't fuck her. Dude, you should have just fucked her.
I should have just like opened the bathroom door while I was doing it, looking at her friend, just give her the finger, like, whatever. I don't know. No, her friend wasn't worth it.
It was pretty funny though.
Yeah, thanks.
You handled it very good.
Well, she had 3 strikes.
Yeah.
That was it.
But did you kick her out or not?
That's a whole different topic because I actually was like, you need to get the fuck out. And so somebody came to throw her out. And then somebody from the door who had no idea this is the 3rd time that I warned her came up and tried to, quote unquote, diffuse the situation. But he was also a little bit on something. And so she ended up staying through that. I had a big argument with him later. I'm like, no, whoever it is hosting, even if it's not me, if it's Tony or anybody else, you have to respect whoever's on stage that has authority on that show. And if they need to go and we're saying we're throwing them out, we're not just throwing them. It's not the William Montgomery, get this bitch out of here every routine that he does at every show. This was like literally get this fucking bitch out of here,
She's fucking ruined, making it a bad time.
Well, they did talk to her and they did kind of address it with her, but she eventually she cooled the fuck down. But
listen, was she hot though? Like,
no,
absolutely
all right,
not.
Can get the fuck out.
She
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
grabbed me that
Get
night,
out
'cause
of
I was
here.
wearing my kilt that night too, and she comes over there and she starts grabbing on my junk, and I'm like, hey,
She grabbed your junk?
Yeah, dude. 'cause
What?
when
That's harassment.
I get sexually harassed when I wear that kilt. All the
that's
time.
You're asking
Wild.
for when you're asking for it.
Yeah.
So,
You're
That's the
asking
wrong
for it.
mindset, I think. At least that's what the judge told me.
yeah, it's crazy.
I had a comedian friend in Brussels who got his ass grabbed,
yeah.
and he's the kind of guy who's like, I mean, he's younger, so he's more sensitive, more on the woke side of things, of the because he's more in that mindset, less old school. but it was incredibly offensive because she was kind of racist about it as well. He's black, and he was like, he posted a whole story about like how it was really terrible, and it was very interesting. And he had a good point about how it's completely unacceptable. Like there's no, they were not flirting. They were not. He was on stage as well. She just like she was reaching out. It was like just no.
Yeah.
Just respect the show. Respect comedians. Like respect artists.
Right.
We're here to,
I could see from her side, because if she's gone to some open mics, there's some really horny guys that are probably like, please grab it. Especially here in Austin, I've seen.
It's a sausage fest here in Austin.
It's dry sausage fest.
Yeah. I was told like, be careful in Austin, man. Wear a condom. I was like, oh, okay.
Why?
Like STDs are everywhere.
People just like to fuck in Texas, man.
Just to the restaurant alone, you probably need one, depending on where you're eating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you know what's crazy? I was at the pool the other day. My dick was burning, and I think it's because I took a piss in Piss Alley or in the alley, and I just got airborne chlamydia on the tip of my dick, dude.
Maybe your dick had a sunburn, man.
Maybe that's fine now. I feel great.
I think it was hilarious that you actually filmed a video saying this is where we piss.
Yeah, it was cool. But what's amazing to me is how it eroded the alley. The rock, the cement is eroded from like the what is the pH level of the piss, the acidity.
We have old footage that when we first started going there, that I would take little B-roll stuff and whatever, and it would be so weird that the people that didn't realize what it is would just be standing in it, like kind of, almost dancing around, where everybody of us just had like, like if you've ever been around a big dog where their tail wags, you automatically just grab your nuts so you're not getting racked.
That's true.
All of us was just one of these like automatically just step over like we're hopscotching over the whole river the whole time.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see on 6th Street, man. Somebody taking a shit, somebody pissing.
The other day we got to 6th Street, parked the car like before the show, still like just like maybe 5 o'clock or something, and there was this group of
Black Jews.
Yeah, Black Jews or African American Jews. I don't know what the proper name is.
They were like
next to Mothership. They were camping next to Mothership with banners and just doing propaganda for their movement.
Yeah, I'll feel the racist, the race things, the racial things. It was like they're like you know how like the Jews are lost tribes. They're like we're like the lost tribe of Israel, and like they're in Africa, and they're like we're descended. Like I don't know, basically saying. Black people are Jewish. You see these guys in New York City too.
Yeah, they're East Coast. They're like, is it Somalia or Eritrea or?
I mean.
Anyway, I don't know from which country they are, but yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. Yeah. They say maybe Ethiopia or Eritrea, maybe somewhere around there, East Africa. But like one of the tribes of Judah wandered into Africa, and then black people descended from them, and like they're trying to like whatever. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do. But this chick walked by. And he was telling her to like fucking, rope up, like you're exposing the flesh, and that's like,
she was wearing a summer dress. Okay. Pretty much. And
you know what she did? She took her top off and showed everyone her tits and said, "Fuck you guys," and it was like, whoa, whoa.
And that's what we saw when we parked the car. There was this whole interaction.
I was like, Shabbat Shalom, like Mazel Tov, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Stupid.
Yeah,
I like
and that's 5 p.m. So that's
that was
it. Just gets worse and worse.
That was like our first. That was like my first day. That was my very first day. That was my first spot. That was my first 10 seconds on 6th Street, actually.
Yeah. So Texas has been nice to you.
Texas has been very interesting to me, bro.
Texas has been amazing. Texas has been great.
It's cool. You grow up reading about it. Like I grew up in Chicago.
Yeah.
I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and you grow up reading about the Wild West in Texas and shit, and you have this idea of what it is, and you come out here, and it's better.
Yeah,
it's wild. It's dry. There's a lot of Mexicans, which is awesome.
Yeah,
the food's great.
People don't realize how big Texas is.
No, it's huge. It's fucking huge, dude.
Have you guys ventured outside of Austin yet?
So like, I came to Austin because part of for comedy, of course, but I knew Texas because I had done tourism here a few years ago. So I hadn't been to Austin. I went to Dallas, then to Houston, then towards Galveston, and then entered into Louisiana. But what surprised me was like when people were like, "You're gonna go to Texas?" These white people. It's like, no, I've been to Texas. People are nice. The food is delicious. Everybody's welcoming. Like a super hospitable place. The values are a little strange for us Europeans.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're getting the mindset, people are just fine.
Yeah.
One thing we like to do, we like to play a game called Do You Think That Guy Has a Gun? Hey, do you think that guy has a gun?
Yeah, we also play another game. It's like, do you think this guy's a comedian? We look at homeless crackhead or a waiter, the guy outside of that's a comedian. Oh, is that a comedian? Is that how many comedians are there here?
We were eating at a pizza restaurant. We were at a pizza restaurant for my birthday.
It was hilarious.
And the waiter was just like this really fun young guy. He was like, "Hey man, what's up? You can take your order. All right, lit fam. Like the fucking cheese sticks are fucking lit. Go order all this shit."
He was super nice.
He was hilarious.
He was
yeah, this shit's fire, bro. And he was hilarious. And like at the end of the meal, I was like, "Are you a comedian?" He's like, Rick made a bet. I'm like, "I bet you $100 he's a fucking comedian."
I took the bet. I thought no.
Yeah.
I won the bet.
I thought he was a comedian. I'm like, "Are you a comedian?" He's like, "No, I'm not a comedian." But I did hang out with comedians, and then like the next day we saw him at Creek.
Nice.
And I was like, "You're fucking gonna be a comedian." Like he is a comedian. Go fuck yourself, Rick.
He's not a comedian yet.
We're gonna be a comedian. Like it's just everyone's fucking so adjacent to it. It's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, you don't know who's a comedian.
There's at least 200 comedians in Austin, right?
I'd say
Probably
more
more than
than 500.
500 comedians.
500.
You know what it feels like?
Yeah, there's a lot, man.
It feels. Austin feels like a college town.
Yeah.
Right. That like is just but the college instead of college is comedy, and like instead of class you're just going to mics and you're just hitting all these mics, and you got like, because I think every scene's the same where you got like cliques and circles of people and you got like different strata of fucking shows and shit happening, but here it's just deeper. And everyone's just in the know. Everyone's like,
because there's a lot of musicians
awesome,
that are trying to do comedy. There's a lot of people that are influencers that are trying to do comedy. People coming from San Antonio, Houston, Dallas.
Too,
I mean, you got people traveling from all over the world coming here.
And
it's wild.
So are you guys from Austin?
I'm from Texas. I'm from Sulphur Springs, and he's from.
I was originally born in Illinois. We talked about it before.
And how long have you guys been in Austin?
I've been in Austin 3 months.
I've lived in the Austin area 4.5 years. I was from San Antonio area.
So my question would be more for you then.
All right.
It's like, how do you feel about all these foreigners coming in and maybe taking spots or getting chances, or like how do you guys feel about this kind of like? Because I feel like, okay, I got here. I've been here 3 weeks.
Can I answer this?
I'm gonna tag on this real quick. When we come to foreigners, we don't have a problem with you guys coming from overseas. It's the Californians, more than likely, more or less, because it's. And I have some friends from California. Sorry, guys, you know what you are. They have a different mindset from that California living, where when you do get to Texas, that whole more slower pace of how we're gonna get it done. Just shut the fuck up, and let us do it at our own pace. They want that faster style. They want this, and they're used to different things. So when they come here, they're bringing that mindset, and you've heard a lot of people say, "Don't California up my Texas." You know what I mean? So it's really like that. That is probably more of like I'd see from a lot of people is there are people that are coming here that understand how we live around here, and they pick up on it real quick. But then you also have these people that just their mindset is LA, New York, or Chicago.
They keep talking about how cheap everything is in Texas, and when you talk about how cheap everything is in Texas, it drives the market up. Everything gets expensive. Everything gets high.
Right before the pandemic, you guys have no idea the cost differential of living. It has skyrocketed over just like the last 5 years. When I moved to the South Austin area, it was right before the pandemic. I moved in with my best friend. He's a high school football coach at the time, and I worked remote, so I could do whatever I wanted. Pandemic hit, he bought a house because housing market just went straight. He's like, I'm buying a house. Within the 3 years, when everything started to bounce back, he resold his house for $90,000 with very minimal improvements. And it's just because of what's happening in this area.
Inflation is just going up, man. And all of that, it seems like a lot of people that are representing Austin comedy, that are saying that are representing Texas comedy, aren't even from Texas. No. They're not even Texas natives. I mean, as a person that's born in Texas and raised in Texas, it's like, man, don't we want some Texas natives in the Texas comedy?
Where's Sulphur Springs at?
It's northeast. It's really close to Oklahoma. It's a small town. I started.
Is it in the square part? Is it in the top square?
No. Little southeast of Dallas.
It's northeast of Dallas.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but no, it's a really rural town. I started in Dallas. I would drive an hour and a half to get to Dallas and do my comedy there, and then I started making these Austin trips. And once I started making these Kill Tony Austin trips, I got hooked. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just moving to Austin. So,
that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think of Kill Tony as a show? Because
I feel
not the show itself. I feel like it's doing great for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shit on Kill Tony, but I wonder more for the community of comedians, because at the end of the day, it's like playing the lottery.
Yeah,
and I see so many
100%.
people who just when I was queuing for Kill Tony, I was waiting to see if I would get picked up.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it's nonsense that I got pulled on the. People are like, these foreigners came in. I bet it was rigged, and their management was in touch because this guy is so professional and so good. No, it was a bucket pool. It was wild. I was just waiting there, thinking I'm gonna quit comedy because I hate these empty open mics, and this makes no sense. And I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
I've seen it. I've seen some of the posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm in a couple of the Kill Tony
I've been
groups just to
typing
kind of see what it is.
Yeah.
And like even when I saw it right away, they're like, "Yeah, this shows you that the bucket is rigged." I commented and I was like, I was standing right there when he got picked, and I was like, "There is no way," because Doc recognized you the moment you walked in. He came up and said it to me, and I looked and I go, "He looks familiar," and he goes, have you seen him?" And I'm like, "I'm not on a lot of stuff because I try not to." And don't think this person. I don't try to pick up anybody's cadence. I don't want to steal anything. So I try to avoid watching a lot of comedy online. And so when I said that, I'm like, he looks familiar, meaning I probably had seen you on something and was like, you started going, I'm like, oh, don't want to pick anything up and just swipe through, nothing personal. And so I commented in these things. I'm like, no, it's 100% real. And I know that also from being on Kill Tony, because he ran up when I got bucket pulled. He ran up to me because he heard him when they said it and they first came in.
Oh, great.
And I was like, "What?" And they hadn't even got to the stage yet.
Yeah, I was signed up for the open mic, so when I heard my name, I thought it was my turn to go to the open mic. And then I get in the room and I see the Colt.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "What? Okay, let's go."
You're on Kill Tony.
Yeah, half of me. Yeah.
And I love Kill Tony, man. I think
then-
it's a great opportunity for comedians. But I also think Kill Tony, you shouldn't put all your eggs in Kill Tony. Like, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket.
I
You
feel
got to
like-
continue working.
I feel like moving to Austin to do Kill Tony
Yeah.
is crazy because
Yeah.
you can wait a couple of years before you get pulled. You don't know. It's a complete lottery.
But see, the mothership, that's a different. See, that's one
different.
right there. That's a little different because half of them bucket pools or half of what them drawings are.
yeah.
Yeah, they do cherry pick some of those them spots, and that's fine. I understand some people sometimes it's random. Some people just have shit luck.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to continue. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. Continue grinding.
No, but even if it's a bit cherry picked at Mothership, like if people know you from the local scene and they've seen you at other mics and they see that you're making progress, they're gonna be like, okay, now it's time that we kind of start seeing you here.
And you also
it makes sense.
Networking is very important too.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. Yeah, you definitely have to be a likable guy, be part of the hang, and be a cool person to hang out with. And I understand that, and that's where my problem is because sometimes I'm not a kiss ass kind of guy. I'm a write. I'm going to do my material. You're either going to like my style or you're not. You know, and that's where the work comes in. You know, that's where you have to figure it out. And
I told some people that I felt like if I had come to Austin 2 years ago. Forget the pandemic statistically, or and I had my name pulled, I would have done terrible, and then I would have had a video of me bombing on Kill Tony, just bombing and just getting destroyed forever.
Yeah,
but I got lucky enough that I got pulled when I was prepared for it.
Yeah,
there's
really
a lot
prepared.
of people that already have that bombing video.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What was that one video on YouTube that we were watching?
Oh yeah, there are like just so I don't think some people realize how far this spreads beyond the Kill Tony channel in itself. Is there are people that make compilation videos that who are the best people,
bombs.
the worst bombs, the cringiest interviews, all kinds of shit. Yeah. And kind of circle back what you were saying about like the Kill Tony show. You'll see that Tony knows that in that Hinchcliffe knows that there are certain people here that need that opportunity to be in just that light. And you'll see him when he has people where he's like, you shouldn't sign up again. There's a lot of truth in what he's saying. And I there's people like, there's a girl, I'm not going to say her name. Local people know who she was. She got on Kill Tony, shit the bed. She got on the very next week again. And in the first time, he told her, don't come back. And the second time, he's like, how much do I need to pay you not to come back?
Yeah.
And
I saw that.
And then she got on the Mothership open mic that following Sunday, and we've never seen her again. Because it had to be like, she had to have learned at that point that It's not happening. But then at that same time, she's taking up.
She took up 3 spots.
Mm-hmm. She's taking up somebody's actual opportunity who could be a hidden killer. Like,
but that's the beauty of Kill Tony too. That's the one thing I love about it is like somebody that can go up there with no minute prepared, even though it pisses me off, and I'm like, man, I want to be up there so bad. It's like watching them shit the bed. It's like, man, hopefully that person learned from that experience.
I mean, it is entertainment also. So there's an entertainment component. But I guess I mean, if you're a comedian, like you're eating my spots. But for the showrunners, they're like, wait, it's entertainment value because there's drama to the people that are bombing and just being terrible.
And Tony's such a professional. He can draw something out of even the biggest piece of shit that's on that stage. And then when he doesn't, you can, like this past episode, there's a guy on your show, your first episode, that just keeps talking the whole time. He's like, shut up, and just literally like, take your fucking book, get the fuck out of here. Yep. And like, he won't waste his time at that point. You know, if he's like, I'm not going to get anything out of you, you're just a fucking annoying.
Both of you guys have been on Kill Tony. Y'all both did fucking great. How was y'all's experience?
I did okay.
No, you did fucking
great. That's great. I did okay.
I think the only reason you didn't get the secret show invite is because you only been doing it 4 months. I think people care about how long
that time
you've been
it was 3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But you fucking murdered that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how was that experience? What is it like getting called on Kill Tony and walking up them steps?
I want to hear Rick's perspective on this too, because I would, as someone as seasoned as him, I think that we probably have a little more experience. I think we discussed. No, actually, shit, we haven't interviewed since we interviewed beforehand.
Yeah.
I remember getting my name called and being like, okay, I'm ready. I have my minute. I feel like I'd manifested at this point. I'd practiced the minute going on there a million times. Get into the stage, and then I'm hearing the guy before me not do so well, and I can hear Tony shitting on him, and then it hit me like, oh, fuck, what if this isn't as good as I think it is? And I hit that. And that's the first time, because I don't typically get nervous going on stage. I don't give a shit if it's my first time, second time, whatever. I've never gotten really nervous. And that's when I noticed my heart was a little elevated. And I remember, like, let me get some breaths in real quick. There's a security guy that hangs out by the curtain so you don't run out.
He's one of the loveliest people in the world.
He's
that
so
security
nice.
guard.
He's so nice because he looked at me. He's like, "Are you okay, bud?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just got to get my heart rate down." And I remember like closing my eyes, breathing, and then I have no Cam. Cam was there and goes, "Hey," and I opened my eyes and looked. He's like, "You got picked?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, you got this shit." I'll pause there. Y'all know Cam. You could probably fill in the rest of what he said after that. We dapped, and it was like the perfect snap, synchronized. Everything washed away. And I remember like my bounce that I had was more went from a nervous to more of like open this fucking curtain already. And I remember looking at the guy going,
let's go.
And he goes, well, I go, get this fucking guy off the stage already. And literally it was like, let's fucking go. And then I remember walking through the stage, like out of the curtain and blacking out. And I don't remember really shit. And it was like I told him, I felt like I'd manifested because I'd prepared not just for my minute, I prepared for my interview. So everything that he gave me, in case y'all haven't seen it, it was like lobbing me a softball. And I'm like, let's go again. And then it was like, holy shit, I'm in the alley again. What the fuck just happened? And then looking down, and it's like, oh, I got the big gel blaster. I got the big joke book. Hell yeah. And then I had to host at Shakespeare's literally after that, and I'm in a whole different what the fucking I remember just like walking up, going, oh, this next person's I don't know. What can you say about this next person? No, literally, what can you say about this next person? And I'll just introduce him, like walk off or just be whatever. And I mean, and the first thing he did ask is how long you've been in comedy. I'm like 3 months, and he was like, and it got a response of because you see people that are on there like, oh, I've been here 5 years, and like you should have quit 4 years ago, you know. And I don't know, I don't know. I felt like even like he said, from the day that I've started this, I wanted to hit the ground running. My second open mic was at Mothership, and I felt like I did really well on that one too. No callback or anything, but it was obvious. It's like no one knows who the fuck I am at this point. I had a stupid ass shirt on that didn't make sense, you know, which typically I want to do anyway. But it's a rush, like, and I know that's why I want to hear if yours is, you know, doing much more already. I
mean, it's kind of similar, except it got a little more exciting, I guess.
Little bit.
Yeah.
When you get your golden ticket, do you have to eat it out of a chocolate Wonka bar? Like,
yeah. So no, it's a metaphorical golden ticket. No. What do you want me to tell the experience?
I want to hear it.
I mean, yeah. So I got picked. I didn't expect to get picked because I was at Shakespeare's just like waiting for the show to be over.
I saw you sitting there chilling.
Yeah, but it was getting late. I was looking at the watch. I was like, okay, I guess I'll go home and just be disappointed or whatever. And then I heard my name, and I was like, okay. Like, and so I rushed. I got completely nervous. I was really nervous. Then they check your bag, they take your phone away from you, and all of that stuff. And then I thought, okay, like I didn't know Mothership at all. I didn't know how to enter the building at all. So I was like, okay, you get through that back door, and you're immediately on stage. You're immediately, like, you get through the back door, you're in stage within 20 steps or something, a couple of stairs, and then you're there behind that curtain with that lovely security guard, who I won't say the name because we have to protect him. But he's a lovely, lovely person. He's just such a nice, like, he should be a life coach, that guy. And you say that they tell you, oh no, you have to stand on this cross because then that person's gonna come out. They need space to walk out, so you can't block the walkway. And I was like, okay, and I was like, all right. And I was so nervous. And then they opened the curtain, and I had no sense of space because if you see it on YouTube, you can see people come out. But when you're behind that curtain, the curtain opens. And the crowd feels like they're right here. They're in front of your face. You have 2 steps to go through. There's the guy, the drummer's on your right, playing the cymbals right, just like to your face. You have the panels right there. You get to the mic. The crowd's right. Everything. The stage is so crowded, and you have such small space. And you're like, what the f am I doing here? All right, let's start the jokes, But it was I was overwhelmed. And then I do my set. It goes well. So I knew I had solid jokes. I've been working on those jokes for a long ass time. I don't know how to deliver them. I've bombed with them as well, right? But I know how to massage them and how to play with the character and how to present them in an appealing way. And then they were so complimentary, and I was like, I didn't expect that. I thought they were gonna roast me or something. No roasting. Just like, you're amazing. This is blah blah blah. Everything was positive. And I was like, all right. And then it's just, I'm going, you know what? And then they were like, you've seen, people can just watch the episode and see how it turned out, but it was just so positive, overwhelmingly positive. And at that moment, and then it's over, and then I'm right back out in that back alley like you were. And the funny part was, because I got called towards the end of the show, I got out to the alley and I called Chris, actually, because I knew he was going to come in a few days. And I was like, dude, I have to tell you what happened. This is what happened.
Yeah, it was fucking wild.
It was wild. So I'm on the phone and in that alley, and people are like walking through 6th Street because the show's not over. And they're seeing me and they're like cheering me on, like, yeah, dude, you got this. It's amazing. And I walked to 6th Street and people were like just walking up to me. It was wild. It was really like what just happened?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, but like 3 days ago, I was in Brussels doing some mic, and now I'm like, people are cheering me on in the street and recognizing me.
Yeah,
it's just like nonsensical.
He's seen it, and because of how hot comedy is here in Austin, we're in 2 different places. I understand that. But he has seen even people come up to me and like, I've seen you on Kill Tony. And I'm like, yeah. Like just the other day, I don't even remember who that guy was, but and just to have that recognition, almost instant gratification for what you just did is like, it's holy wild. Shit. Because I ran and put my gel blaster in the car and everything because I had to host. And I'm like, I think Doc was on stage stalling because I hadn't gotten back yet because I was one of the last pulls. And then, you do your interviews with everybody as you're coming out and shit. And then I would remember when I came back, I was like, they fucking shut the alley goddamn door. So I had to run all the way around, and I was walking past as everybody was getting let out, and it was getting harassed even at that point. And it was just like, yeah, hey guys, sorry, I gotta, the show fucking started already 10 minutes ago next door, and Doc is former military. It starts at 10 o'clock. So I walked in, he's like, oh, thank God he's fucking here. And I was like, yeah, I literally walked in, just grabbed the list and just went straight on stage and started hosting.
Oh, I met Doc. Sorry.
Cool.
What's up?
No, I said I met Doc. Doc's cool as fuck.
Yeah, that's super cool. Doc Ferry?
Yeah. And you...
no, yeah, so because...
Yeah, good.
But you had a purpose when you got out. I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Should I go back to Shakespeare after I got this? And I saw 200 comedians. Yeah, but after a long while, because I was like, I didn't really want to go back to my Airbnb because I was like, I have too much adrenaline.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I was like, oh, there's 200 desperate comedians who didn't get picked. Do they really want to see my face right now?
Hell yeah.
Or not? Because I don't know the culture here. See, like that what happened when I bombed.
Yeah.
It's like, do they want to like not be confronted to somebody else's luck, or do they actually cheer for that? What's the culture? So I was very hesitant to come back.
And I think
because I didn't want to gloat either. I was just like, but I also want I didn't want to be alone. You know what I mean?
I think you told Doc when you came back to Shakespeare's what had happened, and we were all pretty private amongst each other. But he walked up and he was like, he just literally got the absolute most. And I'm like, are you serious? And he was like, I told you. That guy is. Doc knew from the moment you were sitting there, and he goes, "Hey," and he knew you by name. He's like, "Is that Rick Diaz?"
No, he had seen me online.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had seen my reels on Instagram, and he knew it was
like,
funny.
Yeah, he told me. He said, "I thought he was like already fucking touring," and like.
I mean, to a point, I do gigs in countries. I'm not touring. I'm not a big comedian in Europe at all. I just go to, but I do a lot of gigs outside of Brussels, but.
That's a chalk up to what American culture is, though, because America is so full of ourselves that we're like, there ain't nobody funny overseas. This is America, you know what I'm saying?
True.
And so now that you've gotten that exposure, like, and obviously this is one time so far that one of your episodes has come out. This next month of these coming out, your life is going to be changing to a point where you're like, Jesus, you know.
No, I was making stats. I like numbers, and I could pull them up, but I was like trying to figure out what I've done this year, and I was like, okay, I've done something like 30 different cities between January and June, about more than 70 different venues, this many shows, this many minutes on stage, this many hours total. I was counting, trying to figure out, also to cheer myself up for like, okay, you're bombing, it's hard, you're struggling, but how much can you the numbers help me visualize the work I'm doing. Yeah. Because I can see that I'm putting in the work, you know, so there's a lot of work behind it. Yeah. People think it's all you get pulled or whatever, but like no, like the interview part, I had barely prepared it. Yeah. But I've been heckled so much, I've been dealing with so many drunk people that I had answers on lock. They just came. I don't know. I was in the Matrix. I was on lock. I've never had. It was just like, let's just be funny. But it's just you're confronted to so many just shit shows of people, of crowds, and just I've performed at several train stations now. You know, like with like super blue collar people are just interrupting you mid set and like telling you whatever. Sometimes being nice, sometimes just talking about themselves or whatever it is. But you're like, how do I shut this guy up? How do I shut it down? Keep it entertaining, not get the crowd against me. Like it's such a hard balance.
Chris, you ready?
Yeah, Rick's a master, dude, and Rick also has watched a ton of wrestling and UFC shit, and like he's.
Oh, you're a UFC fan, nice.
What's up? Oh, thank you, master. Yeah, dude.
I'm a big.
I appreciate the audio assistance.
Oh, thank you. Dude.
I can hear him lower than me.
Yeah,
I'm just talking like a bitch. I'm sorry, I'm just a pussy.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You don't kill Tony.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to be. I mean, I signed up. So I have my strategy was I see Rick coming in and getting bucket pulls, and I'm like, I'm gonna sign up like Chris from Thailand. I'm gonna come in fucking from parts unknown, and maybe that'll, you know, who knows, whatever. But
it works. I would say,
maybe.
you know, without getting, you know, he's getting worldwide recognition.
Yeah.
He's going to be on a different platform. But even with you being here, getting on the regular
I'm gonna bring him up.
Oh, you better.
Rick.
You better.
We got that on record. Good. We got that recorded. We're good.
That's a legally binding contract here in the state of Texas, by the way, with the fist bump. But with you being on the regular show yesterday and even performing with some of those people that are on that show that are from LA, you're getting that recognition. Meeting also Yoshi this past week. You're getting here. You're going to get more opportunities too. Like I believe when you come back to Austin, whenever you can find that time,
that you're going to a few months.
You let people know ahead of time. You know, if you got those connections or whatever, you're going to be booked when you come back.
You know, I when Rick called me and told me he won the golden ticket, I was so proud of Rick. I didn't cry, but I was super proud of my boy for just doing what he said. He's going to show up and just do something. He'd pull through, but I knew like, oh my God. Now I gotta come with my fucking game face on, and I gotta come and I gotta not be ass. I gotta represent my boy and fucking because if he's gonna bring me with all these places and around town and shit, then I gotta represent and I gotta fucking follow through too. I also gotta have good jokes and have my shit ready and just be tight and locked up. And it's crazy because like if without Rick, and like let's say Rick never got picked on Kill Tony, we'd just be doing these open mics at Rapolo's,
pretty much it,
and Sanjak and Valero Taco and fucking and Lucky Dog and Velveeta. We'd just be like doing the circuit, right? And like You know, it's like you do these 3-minute open mics where no one's listening, and then maybe like a creek mic, but maybe someone extends a hand out and says, "Come do a show."
Yeah.
You know, but like, what are the odds of that happening in 3 weeks of you just doing, I'm in a sea of open mics, right? So,
But you did it.
yeah,
People
but,
called you
Yeah, but people did call me.
because you were funny.
Yeah,
You could also just come and lie because there's some little shitbag comedian here who came and lied a bunch of bullshit, and he's getting booked on things.
Oh, for real?
And he's not funny.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, that little fucker came and actually told me, "Hey, you should just be happy with any opportunity you get because you're not very funny." And I was like,
Wow.
"You're a fucking hobbit. Get the fuck out of my face."
Wait. I lost context.
Sorry.
So how long ago did this happen?
This, I don't know. How long was it? Like 6 weeks ago, probably?
Oh, you're talking. Oh, okay.
I'm not-
yeah,
no.
yeah. I know what you're saying.
So it was somebody from abroad or so, like
From
somebody from
Dallas.
From Dallas. Okay.
I mean,
down.
I do lie on my resume, so I might do that, man.
I saw
I lie
him.
about shit all the time.
We did a roast show
Yeah.
together. We won the roast show, which then gets you stage time someplace else.
Yeah.
He didn't contribute with any of the roast.
Yeah.
When he got to the show, the host of the actual show wasn't there. He had to go do a show because the show's actually in his living room. So the host got back when we just wrapped up. He walks up to the host and goes, "Hey, I just moved here from Dallas." I don't know if I even want to do an impression of him. to let him
Don't
know.
do an impression. It's fine.
Yeah, I just moved here from Dallas. I used to be a headliner there. I'm used to doing 20 to 30 minutes on the regular. I'm paid all the time for my gigs. If you can help me out and get anything.
Damn.
And he was like, "Okay." And I guess he gave him a shot someplace else. And I guess he did okay.
I have a very simple answer for those people. Oh wow, great! Send me a video,
Yeah.
and then they send me a
seriously.
2-minute clip. I don't know. You said you can do 30. Send me a 30,
Send me 30.
Yeah.
and nobody can do it. I run one show in Brussels. It's not a big show. It's at a bar, but now we're having a nice crowd in it, and people and I've changed the minutes and I'm posting on Facebook. Hey, like, hit me up if you want to do 5, 10, or 15. And people are asking me to do 15. I'm like, okay, send me a minute of a video of 15.
Yeah.
I mean, some comedians I know, but some people I don't know. And they're like, "No, I have this 2-minute video." And I was like, "But I can do a solid 15." I was like, "No, you can't. Send me the video." "No, but how do I record?" If you're not willing to record your sets, you don't even. How could you have How could you even have 15 if you're at a point in your comedic career when you're not even thinking about recording your sets? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not even thinking that you should record your sets, I'm probably sure you never figured out how to get
I
5
think you
good
should
minutes.
Start recording that as soon as you get on stage.
Yeah, like for example,
First time.
when I contact venues, I've managed to get gigs even though I have very little social media following. I mean, up until this point, now it's going to change probably, but I had because I was like, I can back everything I say up.
Yeah.
I perform at this place. Here's a video of me at this place. I can do this minutes. Here's a video of me doing these minutes. I only say what I can back up, and I open for these people. Hit them up.
Yeah.
You know, like so. Everything is factual, and the videos I send are funny, and I'm solid the whole way through, and I don't oversell myself. I sell the exact minutes I can do with the quality I have. You judge me for what I am. If you think I'm funny enough, great. If you think I'm not ready yet, great. But this is what I'm sending you.
Yeah.
I think also Tony can comment on this for being here in the Austin area. When we talk about how many comedians there are here, there's probably legitimately not even really real comedians that are that number. There's probably maybe 100 real comedians that can get on stage, keep a crowd, knows how to work it, whatever.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of these guys that are getting upset and they'll come back and be like, "Oh, I don't know why I'm not doing this," or "I don't know why I'm doing this." And it's like, oh, how long do you even actually have a material? And then as soon as you confront them with that, it's like, would you actually even have even just a 5? Can you do 5 minutes? And there'll be people that are so calm, like, "Yeah, absolutely, I can do this." And I've heard of these people that then go do a show and they're booked for 10 and they're like, "Yeah, he got off at 4." It's like, oh shit, he didn't even feel a fucking 5.
What?
It's-
One funny, I saw a couple of people commenting on, I don't know if it was Reddit or Facebook, about my Kill Tony show, and they were like, because I got offered to do Kill Tony until I leave, so that's an additional 4 Kill Tonys, and they were saying, "Oh, I bet he's gonna fizzle out by the 3rd one. I hope he has enough minutes to keep going." And I read that and I was like, "You have no idea."
Yeah.
Everything's mapped out. I've mapped out every single
You're gonna
show.
have
The moment I got that
naysayers.
offer, I got home and I was like, "Okay, look at your jokes.
Yeah.
Map out 4 shows."
You're gonna have haters. That's part of the game.
Yeah, no, but it was funny. Like, I've had haters before,
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Yeah. I embrace it. I love it when people talk shit.
Rick is the Oppenheimer of fucking one-liner.
No,
he's like
no,
got
no.
a board. He's got like fucking.
No, the Oppenheimers of one-liners are the people I respect, like Mitch Hedberg and those people. Like I'm a baby in that world. I'm trying to work my ass off.
So you're a UFC fan, huh?
I'm a huge UFC fan.
I want to talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
We're talking about professional wrestling.
What do you mean?
Like
not
WWE?
the sport. No, the sport. I find the sport very. I haven't followed it.
There's no money in the sport.
Yeah. So
So
it's a very hard sport to do.
Yeah.
So you're like really-
when I was a kid, I watched WWF.
You still don't watch it now?
No, I don't. I stopped them when
it's
I grew
too
up.
PG now.
Yeah.
I like the attitude era too.
In case you guys you didn't know this, The Rock came back Friday
Yeah.
on SmackDown.
No,
Rock's
I
awesome.
watched it until like New World Order started to come in, and then I was like, it's not for me anymore.
No,
It started to be. I like the old school.
Yeah.
I lost
that was
a lot of
fun.
respect
Which-
for The Rock when he kind of turned his back on Joe Rogan
We never-
and all that shit came out.
Oh, I don't
Remember
know about that.
Yeah.
He's whatever.
Yeah.
We haven't even asked how old is everybody?
I'm
I mean, you
31.
guys.
You're 31?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm 73.
Yeah, I want my age.
You
I
look
want my age to remain a part of the
Okay.
mystique.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick is somewhere between 18 and
50.
90.
There you go.
I'm a vampire.
I just turned 33 actually in Austin.
Oh, you're the same
September
age.
9th.
You're the same age Jesus died at, man.
Exactly. Dude, I swear to God. I've been thinking about that forever, dude. And the same age that Alexander the Great died at. And who else died at 33? Kurt Cobain? No, I don't know.
No,
But Alexander the Great.
Kurt Cobain is a 27
and
club.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I hope I'm making
Yeah.
2 more years to get to 33.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I probably, if I died now, it'd be
You're
sick.
31.
31.
What happened to you, dude?
I don't know, man. Had a rough life, man.
What have you done?
Rough life.
Since I've been here in Texas, I've met so many people who are like, yeah, I'm 29, I'm 30, I'm 31, I'm 28,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what happened to you?
They make you feel better.
And they're not even crackheads. The crackheads, like I understand.
Crackers look great. He's like,
They have
I'm,
a tough-
fucking 80, I'm 95. He's like, holy shit, you look amazing.
Yeah, they're still alive and kicking, just full of energy.
They make you feel better. There's a 10-year age difference between me and Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, which way? It could go
See,
it could
that's
go
the
both
thing
ways.
is that when I say it that way, you go, "Fuck, how old am I then?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Had a
look
rough
great.
life.
I know I look great. That's why I donate my
Damn.
hair. Like I'm not going gray yet.
You have
Yeah.
pretty nice hair.
Yeah, calm
Yeah, one
down, bro.
does.
We'll talk after.
It's good.
Like when you fluffed it.
Oh, you want me to do it again? You want me to get you riled up?
I met this comedian in Rotterdam like the week before I came here. I wish I remember his name. He's so funny. He grew up in the UK. I'm sorry I forget names. And I shout out to you. You're hilarious.
John.
No, it's
I'm just going to say random
it's
guys' names.
Diedrich. He's Diedrich. Diedrich. I can't remember his last name. It's Diedrich. He's incredibly funny. If you guys can find him online, go check him out. He's worth seeing. But he's young and he's got this whole thing. He's got blonde hair and it's like it looks like he just got out of bed. And when we were in the green room, he kept like making his hair a bit like more undone, and I was like, he's spending more time on his hair to make it look like he doesn't care about his hair than I spend time on my hair, which looks perfectly done.
Yeah.
So, like my hair just stays like this, and he was just like, just constantly adjusting. Like, just spent hours. I was just observing it. It was so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And on
how
stage, he
genetics
kept also,
work, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, genetics. Sometimes you got them good. Sometimes you got them bad.
He's got nice blonde hair. He's a cute, lesbian-looking man.
Speaking of that, then, because he's obviously honing his look, Chris is the black shirt.
I always go
what we're looking at right now. is-
Rick's got a thing. Rick wears like pink shit and like turquoise and shit like that.
I believe you also wear a green shirt. Did you wear the green shirt that you got from
That's it.
Shakespeare's recently? I didn't know if you wore that on.
I believe it
anything
says,
that's upcoming.
No. I told Tolumbo. No.
Tolu.
Tolu.
Yeah,
I told
Tolu's
Tolu
one.
to post the pic.
I believe it says "Suck me, I'm Irish." If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, suck me.
Suck me on black. Yeah,
Suck me, I'm black. Right? even more,
He's
even
good,
better.
dude.
No, it's the first piece of merch I've ever received.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Legendary.
People are hitting me up now for stuff. People are weird.
Hitting
People are
you up
like,
for stuff.
yeah, they want me to I got a chicken restaurant was like, hey, you want to come and eat here, and then we'll advertise that you get free food. I was like, and then some guy's gonna make stickers for me.
Hell yeah.
A real estate guy was like, hey man, if you come to Austin, maybe I can help you. And I was like, well, dude, yeah, okay, you can find me a place to stay when I come to Austin. I was like, well, how much are you looking to pay? I'm looking to pay $0.
Nice.
Sponsor me, and
Yeah.
I'll advertise your real estate agency. And they didn't expect that. I was like, I'm not giving you any money.
Right.
If you want me to help you out, I don't owe you any favors. You don't do me any favors. If I need a real estate agent, I'll find a real estate agent. And I don't need you to hit me up on Instagram. If you're gonna hit me up on Instagram with offers, you're gonna be ready now, because I understand.
I wouldn't fuck with that real estate agent because
No, of course not.
Obviously, your
Zero.
case, but
There's no
typically,
chance.
Comedians, we don't got a lot of money, It's like, can I find you a place?
No, that's why I want to pay zero.
Yeah,
That's why. Yeah. It's like, what are you talking about? Austin is super expensive.
And just you being patient. This is what you're getting? What are we? 3 days from? I don't even know.
3 days.
We're 3 days from when it just aired.
Yeah.
And this is what you're getting week 1. You're gonna get some car offers probably next week, or I don't know. I'm just being
Take all the
sarcastic.
free
Movie
shit,
deals.
dude. Take all of it.
Well, I don't know. No. What I do understand is that I'm European. I have a European-based culture.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna be in America, I'm gonna treat Americans like Americans treat Americans.
Yeah.
And that means it's don't tread on me. Nothing's free. No free lunch. Especially in Texas, you know what I mean? So like, if you want something, I understand how it works here. There's no.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You relocate to America, I would say move here, and I guarantee you're not going to have any problem with anybody.
What do you mean?
Basically, like you're getting your first major exposure here in Austin.
Yeah.
Just like when he was talking about earlier, how a lot of the Austin comics aren't actually from Austin. When you think about them, you'll become one of the Austin comic family members.
People have been so nice to me. People have been super nice to me. Like comedians have been super nice to me. This one I won't name names specifically because I think it was more of a private conversation. But a pretty big Austin comedian was talking to me, and he was like, "How do you feel? How have you been welcome here? How do you feel?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, people have been super nice to me." I said, "Okay, that's good because I feel we need to be welcoming to talent."
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, okay, that's a good way to see it. I thought, no, we have to value the funny.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yes.
I think my opinion was like, you should also be nice to everyone,
Right.
not just to But of course, there's unfunny people that try to pretend they're funny. I don't think those people. That we should be nice to those people.
Yeah.
But
I think though that Tony hasn't been here very long either,
Yeah.
but I think that both of us, and there's other people too, like to present ourselves more as like an ambassador to the city too, because we're very sociable. We get along with majority of the people. Granted, we will talk shit about them on the podcast.
I'll say one thing about Texas is that there's a philosophy here of anti-establishment that resonates with how I've grown up. So like I've always been a little bit of a rebel and problems with authority and all
I
of
dropped
that.
out of school, got my GED. I haven't held a half.
No, I completed my
Yeah.
education, have a university degree,
I'm a
and
complete fucking idiot.
You know who's from Victoria, Texas, right?
no.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. So when you grew up watching that character, was really like how we are around here. It's like
Yeah. But it's but there's something about it that's refreshing. I like the idea that you can just be a little bit of a psycho rebel here.
Yeah.
we definitely got some of those.
I mean, we got a Rainy Street Killer that nobody knows who it is, and he's still on the loose fucking finding bodies.
This guy.
When we arrived,
This is him. You got him right front center.
my first Saturday on 6th Street, I was like, oh, this is the Bangkok. This is the Bangkok of America. I was like, this is where all the wild shit is happening.
You met a Ladyboy the first night.
There's this stereotype about Ladyboys. That's all people can talk about Thailand. And
I've been able
Chris
to-
has had sex with so many of them.
Which, by the way, did the guy in the front row yesterday, did he say Ladyboy? Because I was about to yell it, and then I heard
He did say.
Okay,
he did
good.
yell
And I
it.
was gonna do it in a voice that would be
Ladyboys.
like more like Ladyboys.
Well, I know I went on there and I just, who's ever, I asked the audience who's ever been in Thailand or what do you know about Thailand?
Yeah.
And then someone was like, Ladyboys. I'm like, all right, fucking. I'm like, you guys know what Ladyboys are? And everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, fucking homos. Right? And then you go into the set. But
Do Ladyboys in Thailand think that the term Ladyboy is offensive?
no, that's what they call themselves.
Yeah.
You should know. You are a Ladyboy. What do you call yourself?
I call myself Rick.
Ladyboy. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
that's
Ladyboys, no.
interesting because I feel like maybe some people that are not from Thailand would think that
Right.
the word ladyboy is derogatory.
No, dude, it's not. I mean, Ladyboys in Thailand will be like, I'm Ladyboy. It's not woman. It's like, all right, there's woman and there's men and then there's Ladyboys.
They don't say trans.
I mean,
There are Thai people who are trans.
They can't pronounce the S at the end of the word, so it's
See, I would think that Ladyboy would be kind of like a compliment, because if you've seen what we have as our Ladyboys around here, they're like, no boy, you don't really even assume there's any lady
Put some
there.
more work into that, will you?
bro. Ladyboys are dude, I'm the king of the fucking Ladyboys in Bangkok. That's actually what they call me in Bangkok.
That's absolutely not what they call it.
King of the Ladyboys. I'm their master.
Not their master.
In America, we call those pimps,
Yeah.
No.
not kings. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Ladyboy culture, I'd say. I grew up in Thailand, and like there was, like in America, like trans, it's all new, but like this shit's been happening in Asia for like 30 fucking years. There's been like 1 out of every 10 people's a fucking ladyboy, and it's not even a big deal. It's just like, okay, cool. Like, she grew up, or he grew up, or decided to get a sex change, and now he's a she, and like whatever. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter as long as they're not an asshole, right. And that's all they are. It doesn't matter. But in Thailand, I will say that there's a lot of ladyboys. I think it's because what they value most in society in Thailand is beauty, right? And if you're beautiful, then you just have an easier life. Right? That's why I have a fucking hard ass life in fucking Thailand. Right? That's why I just struggle.
You'd be an ugly ladyboy.
I would. I'd be a fucking I would be. But I would be the king of the ladyboys if I was, though. If I decided to go.
If you needed to be, could you be convincing?
If I could be a woman, I probably couldn't pull it off.
Let's see something real quick. Let's role play here for a moment. Rick is approaching you for the evening, and
what's up?
To be honest, it's not the first person I would approach.
What's up, sexy man?
Even if it wasn't a ladyboy, it was just a straight man, and I was like, I'm gonna go gay tonight. It still wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah.
Any
of you got any weird kinks or fetishes? Like me, I like feet.
Really?
Yeah, I love feet.
Nah, dude, listen, I'm an American. I'm a guy. I am Asian, but I'm a veteran. I'm an American. I'm a goddamn American, and I fuck my biological female girlfriend with my real ass penis.
There you go.
That's my thing. And
you don't like her nipples or pinched or anything?
No, I'm just Hank Hill fucking like just straight doggy style, missionary, and then. And that's it, bro. I'm a very 2-dimensional fuck. Let's go.
How about you, Rick? You got any weird kinks or fetishes?
Of course he does. Look at this motherfucker. He like he hangs upside down and
comment.
Fucks,
gotcha.
Fucking jerks off in his. I don't know. I'm just fucking with Rick.
I know you definitely do, buddy.
Okay, so this is true. It's kind of a little bit of a bit that I've been working on too. But like growing up, I would watch Red Shoe Diaries, which is like a softcore porno show on Showtime, and then if I heard somebody coming, I would hit the last back channel and end up going back to HBO and watching Def Comedy. So now it's kind of a weird thing is when I get done, I have a really bad habit of just giggling, almost like a schoolgirl, where it's just like, like almost like I can't believe you just let me do that, like,
cool.
I didn't deserve that, but thank you. Like I feel like I won,
I have an anecdote about the Red Shoe Diaries that I can tell you after we're done.
I like fucking chicks while I'm standing up. That's like I don't know. That's
you come harder standing up.
I think I come harder standing up. Yeah. So I've heard people say that they can't do that standing up.
I can.
Yeah,
I prefer being on my back though.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
You prefer to be on your back with your
legs up
with your legs over your head.
Right there. Yeah, watching.
You got good hip mobility.
I like to watch you go in and out.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I don't like how he just did that though. That was like you said. That's good mobility.
That's good mobility, man.
I used to be able to do splits when I was younger.
Prove
no
it.
way.
Prove it.
I can't do it no more.
How close can you get?
Too fat.
Would you do them like this or like frontal?
Frontal.
Jesus Christ, like Van Damme.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit!
My dad grew up watching a lot of Van Damme. So
and he was training you
he was
with ropes and coconuts.
2 chairs.
Yeah, he was really into it, and he'd have me outside doing all kinds of wild shit.
I met Van Damme.
Did you?
Yeah, in Brussels.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was very short. I was believe it or not, I was going to the gym back then, and the gym that was closest to my house belonged to one of his old coaches.
Yeah.
I just knew that as a data, right? And that coach would train. I would see them. I was just doing for fitness there, but you could see there were kickboxers training at that gym, and we're talking years ago. This is before the UFC got this popular and everything.
Shout out to Frank Dux.
Oh yeah. And then, but that wasn't him. And then one day I'm just there, and then Van Damme came in and he sparred with some of the full contact people. I was just watching because I've been a fan for years, and I got him to sign my little agenda or whatever that I had in my bag. I was like, "Can you sign this?" It was kind of cool. Bloodsport to me is still one of the best.
I know, man. The Kumite is kind of what inspired the UFC in a sense.
500%.
Yeah.
It's Kumite. Yeah.
I grew up with the blood sport where you just do that, and you had to hold it for like 5 minutes because it would slow down, and you just see him, especially then at the end when he was blind fighting, I'm assuming your father.
Yeah.
And he's like,
That was my father.
but his eyes are like off.
My favorite scene is when he starts to go blind and he's like, in slow motion.
and for no reason at all, the other guy's just like, oh, I'll let him suffer for a minute instead of just beating the shit out of him. Why he can't see?
It's like, why are you not hitting him?
He does that. Oh shit! I forgot about that.
How long have you been a UFC fan?
I started watching it in 2007.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw there was maybe season 4 of the Ultimate Fighters. One of them. It was a season that Mac Danzig won.
Okay, I remember.
And
that
I think the season after that was the one that Nate Diaz won.
Yeah.
And I got into it because of the Ultimate Fighter. I just started watching that, and I was like, oh my god, this is great. And then I was sharing an office back then, and I was like, my office mate, we were both introverts. We talked a little bit, and we got along pretty good, but it was very quiet in the office. We're both quiet guys.
Yeah.
And I just turned to him and said, hey, dude, I've started watching this thing. It's very interesting. And then it turns out he was a huge Pride UFC fan, like low key, and he was like, dude, and it was just like bonded. He was like, you have to, this guy and that guy, and then I was like, I was just interested in watching the Ultimate Fighter. I was like, okay, I guess I have to watch all of this thing now.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god, and I stopped watching soccer. I stopped reading any other sport. I'm just reading this obsessively.
So Mark the Hammer Coleman?
Yes.
Yeah, I had him on the podcast.
No way.
Yeah, and he was like one of the biggest fan. I was like super big fan of him.
I bet.
And man, when I had him on, it was the short interview because I couldn't. I was fanboying out the whole time.
Oh no!
It was wild, man.
But that's crazy, Mark Coleman.
Yeah,
oh
Mark
my god,
Hammer.
that's a legend.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Chris Hopkins. He set that up.
I went. Cool. Well, back when we were in Thailand, there was a UFC Singapore before the pandemic. Now they did it again. They just went to Singapore again. But I went to Singapore. I had some friends that lived in Singapore. Went to Singapore, and I was my friend bought the tickets. We went to see UFC. The main event was Donald Cerrone versus Leon Edwards.
Nice.
Wow.
And what was funny was we were like maybe, I don't know, like not all the way up, but a little bit up.
It wasn't nosebleed.
It wasn't nosebleeds,
Yeah.
but like in the middle kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, Singapore is so chill because it's Asia, and people don't commit crimes, and nobody does anything bad. The people that were checking for your bracelets, like if you're allowed to go in the VIP section, were like just little ladies that were just like just sitting there being super nice.
A problem.
Everything was, it's like everybody was nice, and I was like, these people are not paying attention to anything. So I ended up going down. I watched the main event on the front row. I got a selfie with Bruce Buffer. It made no sense. It was great. I was sitting next to Leon Edwards' friends, who was super aggressive. I was afraid this guy was gonna kick my ass. I was like, yeah, bro. And his arms were like bigger than my legs, and I was just like, oh my god, I was so scared. But I was like mesmerized.
Yeah.
OSP was also fighting.
Oh yeah.
Of Insane Pro. And I was taking photos of them. First, I was like, "Oh my god, I got the VIP experience for the price of those tickets." I just walked down and walked back up, and then I was like, "Dude, we can just go down." And then they tried, but they have no sense of timing, so they were like, "No, go fuck off." I was like, "What did you guys do? It was so easy. You just walk down."
OSP, he's such a unique guy, man. He's so unique. He does his Van Flute choke, and what it is like a shoulder choke, and he's like the master of it. I think he's gotten it so many times on people, it's ridiculous.
Yes, does he have? I think that's a record for the most Van
I
Flute.
think so. Yeah. He's a monster, man.
I say that like I practice jiu-jitsu, which I don't. But yeah.
Have you ever done jiu-jitsu?
No, I couldn't. I've written a joke about jiu-jitsu. I've written a jiu-jitsu joke.
Yeah.
I respect jiu-jitsu. If I was a teenager now, I would do jiu-jitsu.
Hell yeah.
I would do, because I would be one of those nerd jitsu guys. But I've dislocated my shoulder many times, and I don't want to get arm barred. I don't want to get kimura. I can't do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
But I have the perfect arms for choking people.
Man, you got the perfect frame for jiu-jitsu, believe it or not.
Because I can wrap people up.
Yeah.
I got hip mobility, and I've got skinny arms. I can just slide under your chin and just
the height advantage with it too.
Wow.
But I have a very exposed neck, though. I have hey, this is your target right here. You know? So it's a bit scary, but.
Yeah, I like rolling, but I've never like performed like professionally or anything, or did it, got a belt or anything. But I've done open mats, and dude, they fuck you up so bad. Like when you roll with somebody that knows what they're doing, you won't be able to walk for. I mean, you can walk, but everything's sore for like a week.
Oh, sore for sure.
It's so bad, dude. Yeah. But I do enjoy jiu-jitsu and boxing
that's
and
great.
all that.
Oh, you
shit.
do all of that stuff?
Oh, I love it, man.
Do you do anything?
Not anymore. Growing up wise, I never played football. Like we were saying with injury wise, I broke my wrist really bad when I was a kid, where I can show you guys the bone just basically pops out.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's just dislocated.
Oh, fuck.
How did you jerk off to get to that? What position were you
Well, you know
in?
how David Jolly likes to be sucked from behind. I do one of these, I mean, I come from a competitive family. The short of the story is my cousin and I were a couple months apart. We're jumping off a swing set trying to grab onto another bar. He did really well, and I was like, fuck you, I'm going to do better. And I did it so well that I hit the bar with like my chest and then fell back and snapped it and stuff. So I couldn't play football, but I played basketball. I played golf 1 year in school and did some track and field. And I still have a basketball game coming up soon with Aaron McPherson.
Oh, yeah.
We'll whoop your ass.
I can see that athletic frame under that
I just have
non-athletic frame.
I have like naturally big ass legs for
Jesus Christ, they are big.
yeah for
Holy
no
shit.
reason. I don't. Really,
Ty's got the sleeper Adam Sandler like athleticism,
Oh yeah. I think I could probably beat him in ball though.
Chris was a kicker punter in high school.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. I played. Yeah,
He was good.
I was very good. I was a very good kicker and punter in high school. And I played lacrosse as well. I played lacrosse in college, and then I played lacrosse for the national team in Thailand.
Yeah.
Which means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I think I could have done that too.
And you guys just pick up a stick, you'd play.
Do you own a stick? Yes, you're on the Thai national team.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We played other countries and shit. But yeah, I liked. I was a kicker in high school for. I kick field goals and punt and do kickoffs and shit like that.
So what's the furthest you could kick a ball at your prime?
My longest recorded punt during a game was 69 yards.
Damn.
Yeah, and I had 2 of those in one season.
good.
And then
I could have. Here's the thing. I really, honestly, I was such a fucking idiot as a kid. I had all these resources. I had coaches that could have got me into school. I could have done. I could have probably went all the way with this, honestly. But I joined the Marines instead. Like a day after high school, I went straight to the Marines, and I wanted to be a foot soldier. I wanted to be in the infantry, and I did that instead. And my dad's like, "You're an idiot. Just wait a year, play college football, see how you like it, then go." But I'm like, no, I want that. I want it now. I thought that if I joined the Marines, I would get pussy like immediately, as a young boy.
You did it for the pussy, huh?
I did it for pussy and respect, and
look at you now.
now I've died. I don't have either.
You said you wanted to be a foot soldier. Wasn't that Master Shredder's fucking his henchmen? Weren't they called the foot soldiers?
Yeah, but they are. Well, I wanted to be in the infantry. I don't know. We don't call in Marines. We don't call ourselves soldiers at all. It's very offensive to say you're a soldier or whatever. So I don't want to piss anyone off. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
That's just what the description was. But just I wanted to just travel and get the fuck out of my hometown and just do some things.
See the world.
See the world, dude. It was awesome. Yeah. But no, none of that happened either. Actually.
That's awesome, man.
So you didn't get to shoot nobody?
No, just women and children. Actually, I didn't. Not any people. Not any real people. It's fucked up. No, I never got deployed. I joined. So here's what happened. When I joined the Marines, they wanted me. My grandma's like, I wanted to just be a full-time Marine, But my grandma's like, you should, if you're gonna go this route, then college needs to be a part of this because my grandpa was an officer for the Army, and she's like, the officers get treated so much better. So just set yourself up for that. So I was in a reserve unit as I was going to university. My goal was to go to boot camp, come out, and then try out to be a kicker and walk on. And I talked to the athletic director of the school and everything. I even brought cleats to my graduation of fucking boot camp so I could practice punting.
Yeah.
And then I showed up to the athletic director's office when I got back from boot camp, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we already have like 6 kickers. You're fucking." fuck you, you know. And I just never did that. But
that was a direct quote of how that dialogue went.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah.
But
He wrote it in your yearbook.
yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, he wrote that.
Oh man, the Marines. That's a
Yeah.
that's ballsy.
It was cool. But I'm sorry, I totally lost track of what I was gonna say. I joined this reserve unit. I was an 0341 a mortarman. So we have the the tubes, and we fucking, you know, we throw the bombs down the tube. And when I joined my unit, everyone had gotten back from Iraq.
Yeah.
Right. So I was brand new in this unit, and I'm tall and just ambiguous and ugly. So everyone just ripped on me hard as fuck, and I was, you fucking ugly. And it was brutal, but I loved it. It was like, I just loved the abuse because I'm a fucking psycho. Yeah. And we were training. We were gonna go to Iraq. We were gonna go to Afghanistan in 2013, and we were like getting ready. And I'd been to Bridgeport. I'd been to 29 Palms. You know, I'd been training. We were doing all this shit, and then we got back from Bridgeport one day. We got back from Bridgeport during some summer training, right? And they said that we weren't going. We weren't mobilizing. We weren't doing anything. So I just never ended up going. And it's crazy because I went to SOI, right? School of Infantry, with a bunch of people that did deploy, and I think they were in 1-5, but they all went to Afghanistan. So I just saw everyone go do this thing. But I'm very grateful that I never went to war.
Yeah. Have you guys shot a gun since you've been in Texas?
I shot guns the first time I came to Texas,
Nice.
but not this trip.
I saw you shoot a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, the gel blaster. Yeah. What did you call me again in that thing?
Taliban Rick. That's what it's called.
Rick, yeah. It was great. It was a great gun.
He was so excited. You should see his face on it.
I didn't open mine for like 2 months because I was just like, I know as soon as I open it, I'm gonna be wanting to fuck with it all the time.
Yeah, I shot Chris so many times.
Yeah.
My brother came over right away. I was like, he's like, ah.
He's a psycho, bro. He hit me like full blast. Like he put it on like 3-round burst.
You told me to do it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I tried guns the first time I came to Texas, and I honestly did. I didn't like it. I wanted to do it this trip, and then I've been contemplating, should I do it? Should I not do it? Because I felt scared. What scared me was there was this one guy on my right who was shooting like some large caliber. Why do you even own this gun to begin with? Gun. I mean, for fun, I guess. That's the main answer. But it was so loud. It was like, boom, boom. And you could feel the vibration. The vibration of that. Even though I was to the side, I wasn't. It was just so loud, and so it was a bit like. And then the other thing was I shot a handgun. I can't remember which handgun. And I shot an AR-15. Because I was like, I need to know what school shooters do since I gave up school shooters vibes, apparently. So I don't know, let's prepare. And then let's get ready. It's September, you know. And
back to school.
Back to school. Let's get back to the back to school prices. And I shot an Uzi with the shoulder thing. Yeah. Because I was like, you see all those movies back in the day, you know. I want to feel like what an Uzi feels like. But the AR-15 scared me because I thought. It didn't scare me itself. Like, it was fine. It was like, I'm almost blind on this eye. I can barely see. I was like, oh, headshot. Oh, headshot. I mean, not between the eyes, you know, but I mean, it's so easy to use. I'm not strong. Like,
Did you have a scope on it?
No, like they tell me you align this point and that point, and then you do like this, and then you aim, and then you shoot, and then you get a headshot. And I was like, how is this so easy? Yeah. It's so easy to kill someone. So easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah.
and a lot of fun.
But I would love to shoot a mortar. That sounds like so much fun.
Oh yeah, mortars were sick. It's very cool. I shot 88 millimeter mortars.
I mean, it's not fun to use in real.
We need to go shoot. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're getting pretty long on time. You guys, let's before I let you guys, we end this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let y'all back to y'all's normal lives. Chris, I'll let you start first. Tell us where we can find you on social medias.
Yes, sir. Please, please find me at Instagram at Bangkok Comic, and of course, I run shows in Bangkok, Raw Comedy Asia. We have a weekly mic every Wednesday, and then we'll have pop-up shows in Bangkok and also around the country as well.
Raw Comedy
Asia. And then if you go to Instagram, you can find my reels. You can find my long-form content. I do podcasts. I talk about history and shit with my boys. And that's House of Chris on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
House of Chris, bro.
All right, man. Rick, let everybody know.
Well, I would appreciate if people already spelled my name right. Every single comment I see of my name is everything spelled wrong. But anyways, Rick, R-I-C, Diez, D-I-E-Z, not Diaz. I've been called the Diaz brother online, which I appreciate because I love the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
I would love to be part of the Nick Diaz army, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm part of the Diaz army, not the Diaz army.
Sad Army.
And then all my socials are the same. It's Sad Man Rick.
Okay.
Sad Man Rick. With a
And that's
C
on
at the end.
TikTok.
TikTok is Sadman Rick.
Okay.
Twitter is Sadman Rick. I'm not active on Twitter, but people have been adding me.
Yeah.
YouTube is youtube.com/Sadman Rick, and my Instagram is Sadman Rick. Oh, and if you find my Facebook, which is Rick Sadman, it's like I put first name, last name, and you add me as a friend, I will not accept you as a friend. I only accept people I've met in real life. I love your support. Thank you for trying to add me as a friend, but I want to keep my Facebook for me and my friends and my family and my comedy community. You guys can add me,
That's understandable.
but I want the people that I've met because that's
Yeah.
it. And otherwise, watch me on my socials. That's what they're there for. It's Instagram. That's the main. And YouTube for reels. I just publish reels. And on Instagram, I like to publish little stories, but I don't write sketch comedy and do like very dynamic videos. I'll put a joke of that I did on stage, and then that's what you're gonna get.
Ta.
I'm the same way with the Facebook too. Like, I think I have 4 people that are from Austin that are. It's just friends and family for me. But
And those are the entire collection of your friends. It's 4 people.
yeah, just total my whole life. That's all I've been able to collect. So all my socials, just my name, Ty Marion, Tymarion. Same thing. People, because there's so many Thais here that nobody knows how to spell Thai. Yeah.
Don't ask the Thai guy.
Yeah.
Silent
Yeah.
H
But
in there.
Instagram, my YouTube is the same.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
all I
also the
pretty
Ty
much-
Rants podcast.
Yeah, my podcast is on my YouTube. So yeah, if you go there, you'll see that.
Oh yeah, man.
And that's-
all right
And you
guys.
can- yeah.
I'll take it easy, everybody. Yes,
Uh,
sir.